We are live from Mulcahy Stadium and ready for the Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. So, really, all the great talents up here in Alaska are all on one field here tonight. This is Brad Walker. Alongside me is Connor Mills. We are the Matsu Miners broadcast team. So, if you are tuning in from any other squad, we'll highlight the Miners players mostly, but we'll try to throw in facts from the other teams as well. So, we'll get things going with the American team lineup. The American team lineup is led off by Jake Veith playing first base, followed by Chad Bible over in left field. And the 3 spot is Cook behind the plate, followed by Brennan Bro in center. In the 5 hole is Jordan Wharton, who's playing third base. Willie Escala is playing shortstop and batting 6th. The designated hitter, Troy Clonch, is the designated hitter for that team. And Anthony Forte is over in right. And rounding things off is Paul Kuntz from the Peninsula Oilers playing second base. And they'll be on the mound to face the left-hander from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, number 5, Cole Cook. So Cook's had a pretty good season so far. In 6 appearances, 4 of them have been starts. Combined a 3-1 record, has gone 3 complete games, and in 36 innings pitched, has a 1.25 ERA with 32 strikeouts and 6 base on balls. If you're curious on how the team landscape is going, for one side, it's the Miners, Pilots, and half the Chinooks. And for the other squad, it's the Bucs, Oilers, and half the Chinooks. Connor, this should be a fun one.
Oh, absolutely. This should be a fun one. It's always great to see what the best ABL has to offer, and in front of everybody here at Mulcahy Stadium should be an exciting one.
So Jake Veith, who just participated in the home run derby, will step to the dish, leading things off from the left side of the plate. He is facing Cook. So Cook's first pitch of this ABL All Star Game is a strike. A nice bender there from Cook. And Connor and I, if you're wondering, are in the stands here at Mulcahy Stadium. A little bit of a different setup, but a fun one. For the second pitch, this one smashed foul and out of play to the left side. So Cook ahead early on Veith, 0-2. Mentioned Cook has 32 strikeouts on the season, only 6 walks. So very impressive numbers, getting that all-star bid and start tonight. So Cook looks in, winds and deals. His 0-2 gets Jake Veith swinging through well ahead of that one for the first out of this Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. So the defensive starters for the American team. Aaron Walters behind the dish. Over at third is Jordan Arruda from the Pilots. At shortstops, Mark Mumper from the Pilots as well. Second base, Caleb Van Blake. And over at first is Spencer Henson. And left is Austin Pinorini. And center is Kona Quiggle. And over in right field is Braden Daniel. So the first pitch into Chad Bible is a ball. This one, a one-hopper over to Arruda at third. He gathers it, throw across the diamond. Is in time for out number 2. So Cole Cook has retired the first 2 All-Stars from the national team. And we have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up home run derby champion Cook from the Oilers as he battled with Chad Bible in those final 2 spots. That was really a fun home run derby, Connor.
It was a fun one. Unfortunately, none of the Miners were able to go into the finale. They changed the rules a little bit from last year to this year. Last year, there were 3 rounds. This year, only 1 round, and then the top 2.
I mentioned Cook does have 5 home runs, that is, on the season, tied for first. Currently, he sits at a 1-1 count as Cole Cook on the mound. So 2 Cooks right now on the rubber and at the dish.
We'll see what's cooking.
The 1-1 pitch misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning of the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. Beautiful day here in Anchorage as Cole Cook's 2-1 pitch swung on and missed by the other Cook. So 2-2, the pitch. Breaker just misses inside. So count is full here with 2 outs, and we'll have the payoff pitch coming up.
Well, Ryan Cook was hitting some bombs in the home run derby. I think one went over the light post.
As he flares one short, Mark Mumper just takes a step in and makes the catch for out number 3. So quick top of the first inning here in the Alaska Baseball League. Cole Cook is cooking, you could say. We'll have the bottom of the first inning when we come back on Matsu Miners Radio. Welcome back into the bottom of the first inning. We didn't see any score in the top of the first. The Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. So we'll run through the lineups for the American team, rather national team. Leading things off, the center fielder from the minors, Kona Quiggle, followed by the shortstop from the Glacier Pilots, Mark Mumper. In the 3 spot is Spencer Henson, first baseman from the minors. Cleaning things up to begin this ball game is Braden Daniel over in right field from the Glacier Pilots. In the 5 spots, Austin Pinorini playing left field from the minors. In the 6th hole from the minors as well is catcher Aaron Walters. Another minor is sitting in the 7th spot, the second baseman Caleb Van Blake. In the 8th spot is McCann, the designated hitter from the Glacier Pilots, and rounding things off, the 9 hitter, third baseman from the Glacier Park, Jordan Aruda. So we'll be on to face Peninsula Oilers right-handed starter Mike Lopez. Lopez is having himself quite the season so far in 6 starts, a 3-0 record through 33 and a third innings pitched with a .54 ERA. So we'll see what he can do to showcase his talents. Around 27 scouts in attendance here at Mulcahy Stadium. Kona Quiggle steps in from the left side of the dish. Lopez's first pitch. Looked at for a ball outside, 1-0. So be sure to stay tuned for this whole broadcast. We'll have some player interviews for you, maybe some coach interviews. Kona Quiggle, this one in the shallow left field. Moving over, that one's going to drop. So Kona Quiggle will get things started for the national team with a base hit.
Well, for Kona Quiggle, just a flare along the left side, found inside the foul line, and good for him.
So Kona Quiggle will get things going. Defensive alignment for the American team. Behind the plate is Ryan Cook. Over at third base is Jordan Wharton. At shortstop, Willie Escala. Second baseman, Paul Kuntz. And over at first is Jake Veith. In the outfield from left to right, Chad Bible, Brennan Bro, and Anthony Forte. So that's your American team defensive lineman. As Jordan Maruda steps to the dish, he looks at a strike outside, 0-1 count. Rather, Mark Mumper, I apologize. Both infielders from the Glacier Pilots. So Lopez from the stretch with Kona Quiggle on first. His second pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, 1-1 count. So Kona, standing on first, has had quite the season, batting .289 this season with 35 hits, which is currently tied for second in the ABL. Mark Mumper from the dish out of Grand Canyon University. 1-1 from Lopez, misses low, 2-1. Mentioned Lopez having great years. Added onto that stat line with 20 strikeouts in his walks, 6 batters. So he's standing in to face Mark Mumper. He's batting .321 in this short campaign as he hits a chopper over to second, a Scala to second for 1, and then back to first for 2. So a 6-4-3 double play to get the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. No score yet between the American and National League teams. And that's going to bring up hot-hitting Spencer Henson. Henson did compete in the home run derby. Unfortunately, did not make it into that final round. But Henson is tied for first with home runs with 5. Spencer is really just dominating at the plate this season. Second in batting average with a .349 and a .388 on base percentage. Also leads the league in hits with 38. So 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. No score yet between the American and National League teams. This first pitch misses low. The ball count is 1-0. Lopez still dealing for the Oilers. We'll see an array of pitchers in this all-star game. Lopez winds and deals. Henson thought about going around, did so. So the count moves to 1-1. Henson also with 23 RBIs this season, which is good for first in the ABL. This 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Spencer Henson. He finds himself in a hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. A real fun atmosphere today in Anchorage. A lot of the players not participating in the home run derby were having fun cheering on their teammates. So this 1-2 pitch. Fastball nails the outside part of the plate. Spencer Henson's rung up to end the first inning, the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. We have no score through 1. We'll have the second inning when we come back on Matsu Miners Radio.
It's the top of the second inning. No score between the American and national teams. It's All-Star Day here at Mulcahy Stadium. Connor Mills, Brad Walker with you on the call. Top of the second inning, new pitcher for the Miners, Ian Churchill. Or I guess I should say for the national team on the Miners.
From the Miners, yeah.
Ian Churchill. And for Churchill on the season, 24 and a third innings pitched, allowed 13 hits, 4 runs, all have been earned, 6 walks to 25 strikeouts, and a perfect 4-0 record. ERA of 1.98. Ian Churchill being very successful, even though he was a late season call-up for the Miners.
Yeah, he really was. We were talking to his parents today. He got the nod Wednesday that he was going to head somewhere else. And by Saturday, he's on a plane ride up to Alaska. So Ian pitches with a chip on his shoulder. Didn't have the best season this past spring, but really bringing it this summer. And it's been really fun to watch from Churchill. He's been thrown in a lot of tough situations. And then once he got the nod as the starter, he's really just delivered greatly for these Miners. Gets ahead and count early, really throws a lot of strikes and tough for hitters to hit.
Ian Churchill having a chance here to showcase even more as he's pitching from the windup. Ian Churchill misses low and inside. At the plate from the Bucs is Jordan Wharton. Wharton Escala has a slow roller over towards the first base line. Henson has it, slides down, has trouble throwing it away, and the ball just rolls a little bit towards the side. So Spencer Henson, a little slippery over on the turf. Not normally what would happen at Harmon Brothers Field, as that is all grass.
Yeah, a lot of those rubber pellets seem to be built up near that first base line. Seems like Henson got a little too much caught in his cleat, hence the slippage.
So now with Wharton on first base, Willie Scala now bats in from the right side. As Churchill's first pitch is swung and a missed. Check that. This is Jordan Wharton. Brandon Bro is on first. Jordan Wharton at the plate. Churchill checks over, and Bro is back standing. Owen won the count from Ian Churchill into Jordan Wharton. Pitching down from the stretch, he deals. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Ian Churchill ahead on Wharton. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Wharton batting .258 on the season. 12 RBIs, has a home run, 7 doubles and 3 triples. As the 0-2 is taken outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the second inning between the National League All-Stars and the American League. From the stretch, Churchill's pitch, a breaking ball that hits the inside corner, strike 3 called. A nice breaking ball from Ian Churchill gets the first out here in the top of the second. As now coming to the plate is Willie Escala.
Yeah, real nice pitch there from Ian Churchill. A breaking ball started low on the outside part of the play and then just shifted its way inside. So excellent and real tough pitch hit if Wharton would have swung.
Churchill still pitching from the stretch. As he deals into Escala, the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. And for Escala, batting .268, has 33 hits, 4 doubles, 3 triples, and has not hit a home run yet. 12 RBIs also for Willie Escala of the Anchorage Bucs. 0-1 is the count, with 1 down here in the top of the second inning. Churchill's pitch with Brandon Breaux on the move. Ball is a little mishandled by the catcher, Aaron Walters. So Brendan Breaux will go standing to second base.
Yeah, it'd been a real tough play there from Walters. That pitch was already low and in the turf, and Escala swinging, so sort of changes your eye level as well. So it would have been a tough play for Walters.
No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out now. A runner on second base. Into Willie Escala, the 0-2, taken high and away for ball 1. So Ian Churchill comes in and keeps on pounding strikes. The second straight batter count has gone 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2.
Yeah, that's just what Ian does. Really likes to command the zone. Doesn't really like to waste a lot of pitches.
1-2 the count. The pitch swung on. This one's hit into center field. Kona Quiggle eyeing it up. Takes a couple steps in, makes a one-hand grab, and that's the second out here on the top of the second. And if all goes as follows, we'll see a pitching change. Jonathan Guardado will come in for the third out of this inning, as it's All-Star Game here at Mulcahy Stadium. And Churchill gets the job done, retiring the first 2 batters here on the top of the second. No score between the National and American teams. We'll be right back here on Matsu Miners Radio. And everything does go as planned. It's the top of the second inning. 2 outs have been recorded by Ian Churchill. Coming on in relief is Jonathan Guardado. It's the All-Star Game here at Mulcahy Stadium. No score between the National and American teams. Guardado, one of 12 All-Stars for the Matsu Miners this season. For Guardado, 33 2/3 of innings pitched, allowed 30 hits, 13 runs, only 11 of them earned, 12 walks, 28 strikeouts, win-loss record of 2-2 with a ERA of 2.94. As the pitch in is for a cold strike. Now batting at the plate, Troy Clouch of the Anchorage Bucs. Guardado's pitch is taken low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning and a runner on second base.
Guardado's really done a nice job working his way into that sort of ace role for the Miners this season.
1-1. The pitch from Guardado is swung on and missed by Troy Clouch. 1 ball and 2 strikes is now the count. Should Clouch be able to extend this inning, Anthony Forte is on deck. 1-2 the count. Guardado's pitching from stretch with the runner on second base. He looks back, now fires to the plate, swung on and just fouled off. In and out of the glove of catcher Aaron Walters. As now we'll do the 1-2 count all over again. Wind is blowing in from left field. American flag blown into fair territory. As a 1-2 from Jonathan Guardado. The pitch taken in the turf for ball two, a good block from the catcher, Walters.
Yeah, Walters definitely got to be a brick wall back there. Runner in scoring position right now. Obviously, this game not counting towards anything, but much of a pride thing that these teams both want to win.
Guardado looks back to second. The pitch swung on and fouled off. Looks like it might have hit him in the box as the ball is a couple inches away from home plate. 2-2 the count to Troy Clounch.
This has to feel a little weird for Guardado this season, not ever coming in relief. And when he coming in this game, having to work out of the stretch has to feel a little bit different for him.
The 2-2 swung on and fouled off right side and out of play. So a different role for Guardado here in the All-Star game, but nonetheless, he's out there on the mound. He's dealing. He's trying to get his one out. Is there a two-away here in the top of the second? No score. Guardado's ready, and the pitch swung on and missed, strike three. Guardado gets his man, and we'll see a new man on the mound as we enter the bottom of the second inning. No score between the national team and the American team. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on Miner Radio. And it's the bottom of the second inning between the national and American team here at the All-Star game at Mulcahy Stadium. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the starting pitcher on the American team, Mike Lopez. As now we'll see a new pitcher in Legend Smith. Smith has started 2 games with the majority coming in relief. A 15 2/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 1 run allowed, only a 0.57 ERA. Anything that's sub-1 is all-star worthy.
Yeah, it really is. And Legend Smith has done a great job, especially for the Miners on first hand, coming in late big situations. Left-hander from Oklahoma is really doing well. Young guy, but definitely shows a lot of poise out there on the mound.
As Smith's first pitch is in there for a called strike. Legend Smith will have to go through Braden Daniel, Aaron Walters, and Austin Pinorini, but not in that order. Daniel, Pinorini, then Walters as the second pitch misses low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. As things start to warm up, we start hearing some fire engines. Sirens are wailing as this one's fouled off right side and out of play.
Yeah, some clouds were a little threatening before this game started, but those have seemed to just evaporate. This forecast really didn't call for rain, so can't ask for a much better day.
Smith out of a quick windup. The pitch, Daniel swings and fouls it off towards the left side, a ground ball. All right. The 1-2 is taken all the way, a ball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Austin Pinorini on deck. And pitch in, swung on a miss, strike 3. Legend Smith starts things out here in the bottom of the second with a strikeout. And Austin Pinorini of the Matsu Miners now standing in. Pinorini batting .287 on the season, has 21 RBIs. That's good for second, tied for second with Jake Veith. course, at the top is Spencer Henson with 23. A lefty-on-lefty matchup, and first pitch swinging is Austin Pinorini. He flies it towards the left side, and that one does go out of play. Pinorini, 27 hits. 7 of them are doubles, 2 triples, and has 1 home run. As the count is 0-1 into Pinorini from Smith. This one's hit out into right center field. Moving over from right, more towards center, is the right fielder. Right fielder Anthony Forte. So now there are 2 away. And coming to the plate is Aaron Walters. Walters, a late surge in the season, big part of the Kenai trip, and he's deserved it.
Yeah, it really has. Walters starting to see the ball really well of late.
First pitch from Smith into Walters is a breaking ball that misses away for ball 1. Second pitch swinging, a ground ball over towards first base line. That one goes foul. Then for Aaron Walters, batting .275 on the season, has 13 RBIs. Also leads all the national team in doubles with 9. As the last pitch is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning between the National American team. Legend Smith's pitch is a ground ball over towards first. That one stays fair. Jake Veith touches the base, and the half inning is over. So after the bottom of the second inning, no score between the American or national team. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. We'll throw it over to Brad for the third inning.
Welcome back into the third inning here of the ABL All Star Game between the American and National League teams. We got a new thrower on the mound, right-hander from the Shugaki River Chinooks, Honus Kindrick. Kindrick in 13 appearances has 32 innings pitched with a 1.97 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and 7 walks. So it looks like we're going to have a special guest on air with us, and left-handed pitcher from the Matsu Miners, left-hander Kyle King. Kyle, how are we doing today?
Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? Really happy to be here today.
We're doing well. So, Kyle, it's All-Star / Scouts weekend. Unfortunately, you didn't make the All-Star team, but you're starting to pitch like an All-Star late.
Yeah, things have been going well. I dropped my arm angle and found a lot of success with it, a lot of consistency, a lot of strikes. It's kind of a big one for me.
And a lot of the teams saying you're almost throwing that Frisbee-type slider. What went into the whole arm angle change?
Well, I had 2 outings up here, and they were rather poopy. lack of better words, they were not very good. I sat down with BT and Jeff. We had a really good talk about like who I actually am as a pitcher. That's what I've always struggled with, like having an identity. I always kind of thought I threw hard because the CSUB 88 to 90 is like throwing hard, but you come up here and you see the rest of the world and where you want to be. And 88 to 90 is not hard. So if you're throwing 88 to 90, you need to be able to pitch. You'd be able to move ball in and out, slow it down, change eye levels, things like that. And that's not what I was being able to do. I was trying to throw as hard as I can. It was going nowhere near the zone, right?
Yeah.
So we started talking about it, and I started thinking about it. And he goes, Kyle, there's always room in pro teams for soft throwing lefties. I was like, all right. So then I started doing research. I watched a lot of film and everything. They all had like real slow, low arm angles. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a try, and it just stuck. kind of threw it at the wall and it stuck, and I've been running with it.
Yeah,
so it works.
Exactly. It has been working well as you've kind of worked your way into that left-handed specialist role as left-hander. Anthony Forte will face his teammate on the mound, right-hander Honus Kendricks. A little teammate on teammate action. How do you feel about that right now, Kyle?
Sorry, I did not hear you.
Totally zoned off. It's a little interesting seeing the two Chuyak River Chinooks squaring off each other. A little pitcher and batter. This one's fouled to the left side and out of play. How do you think that's going to go into the effect of their team chemistry?
Oh, this is huge. I heard they actually have a huge bet on this.
Oh, really?
If they get a hit, I heard it's like a big steak dinner
or
something on the lines. Yeah, so we're really interested on this matchup.
Are we in on the steak dinner?
Of course.
Oh, nice.
Of course. Yeah, I heard Johnny's buying. So.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, for you.
This one misses low and in the turf. The count is now 1-1. So, Kyle, I just want to talk about how fun it's been in the bullpen this season.
Oh, man, the electric factory. We bring the energy day in and day out. Uh-oh.
This one, a grounder in between first
Steak
and second.
dinner.
It's a hit.
Steak dinner,
Braden
baby.
Daniel will grab it in right field. And you heard it here from Kyle King. Steak dinner. I would imagine Heinrich is going to be the one paying for that steak dinner.
Probably not the loser. The loser's probably going to be paying for that right there.
Yeah. All right. So, Paul Kuntz will step to the dish from the Oilers to the right side. We'll continue with that topic. You want to just keep elaborating on the electric factory?
It's the electric factory. We first couple, like I think about a week, we were kind of like getting bored down there. So we just kind of started to have a little more fun. Like every time we score, we try to come up with some elaborate scheme. Like we choreograph.
Kuntz hits it high in the air. Walter's looking at it, but it's going to hit the top of us here in the grandstand.
Yeah, and so we try to figure out these elaborate schemes in which to like kind of stay loose and have fun. The position players love it because they don't have to say a word in the dugout, and we're just screaming down in the right field line, we have headaches. We have to have like a bottle of ibuprofen just keep our headaches down because the yelling is just so obnoxious. We've actually started lately making farm animal noises. Noah Cordova, probably the best animal noise maker this side of the Mississippi. He's unbelievable. His goat is unbelievable, I swear. It's like it's great.
That pitch misses low. 1-1. And can you kind of elaborate how Toby Keith has almost been your guys'
we talked about that during the home run derby.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
okay.
My Lord, Toby Keith. He's probably our savior.
Our spirit animal.
Yeah.
This one flied in the air. Shallow right field, Caleb Van Blake, can of corn.
Yeah, so we have this thing every time we come into Anchorage. Actually, yeah, it started in Anchorage about 3 weeks ago, and I don't know how it happened. We would have started thinking about like music and great songs, and someone put on Toby Keith. So we all just started blasting it. So no, every time we come into Anchorage, we have a certain time. Right when we turn left into town to head towards the field, we turn on the courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And that just absolutely gets the boys all sorts fired up. BT loves it. And we just scream it at the top of our lungs. That kind of starts our day off pretty well. We don't.
Jake Veith, a little hit and run action as he hits this one right up the middle. Van Blake got a piece of leather on it, but it'll end up rolling into center field. Kona Quiggle will make the play. So now the American team with runners on the corners, only one out here in the top of the third inning. No score yet. So Jake Veith was just on the hit, advancing all the way over to third is Anthony Forte. We have Kyle King joining us here in the interview. And Kyle, sort of, what's been your thoughts so far on this All-Star Day?
It's been really well. I've been down in the beer garden, not drinking any beer, just pure water, and I've been absolutely heckling our guys, just giving it to them. But I gotta be honest, this lineup is this AL hitting right now?
Yeah, this is AL.
AL's got quite the power to start. They go Veith, Bible, Cook.
It's
all three on the home run derby.
Yeah, some of the top three home run hittings as Kendrick misses low and inside.
Yeah, I got this guy not being excited to see these hitters right now. I got to be honest.
He's got to see his own teammates, too. That's no fun.
Yeah, I throw.
Pitch is bounced over to third. Aruda scoops it, throw to second for one, back to first for two.
Bible missed that
double play. That'll end the inning. So Kendrick, after working into a slight jam, runners on the corners, gets out of it, and we still have no score through 3.5 innings played. So we'll come back with Kyle King here in the bottom of the third inning, but until then, we'll take a short break here on Matsu Miners Radio. Welcome back into the Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. We have no score as we enter the home half of the third inning. Back with Kyle King, left-handed thrower for the Miners. So, Kyle, we're just talking about the All-Star festivities. What are you looking forward to in the second half of the season?
The second half of the season, pitching.
Oh, well,
pitching more.
before I add into that second half, I say that in asterisk because we're already in the second half, only 11 games to go. So what are you looking forward to in those last 11?
Getting to the playoffs because I've got an absolute horrendous haircut planned for playoff baseball. So I'm thinking about going up to the Mohawk and Bush, of course.
Got to keep the stash.
100%, right? So I'm going to be looking something fierce on the mound. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, is getting to the playoffs so I can just absolutely demolish my hair.
So one of your teammates will get things going here in the bottom of the third inning. Caleb Van Blake, this American League team, check that, National League team, only one hit so far, Kyle. Do you expect them there would be such little hits? Only 4 through 3.5 innings.
I mean, you got the best arms in baseball right
here.
This
is a pitching league.
Yeah, you got the best arms coming at you, and everyone's just trying to throw the nastiest stuff possible. I bet you he gets hit. I'd laugh so hard.
First pitch is popped into left center field. As Scala and Bible moving in, but Bible will make the catch for out number 1. So 1 down here in the bottom of the third. And this is a pitcher's league, so we saw this a lot in the showcase games where a lot of low scoring. So just sort of more the same here.
Yeah, it's definitely what it's going to be. You know what? I got a feeling like in the 4, 5, and 6, we're going to see some offense. I've got a hunch. I got an inside source. Okay. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, we're going to see some runs here.
So this first pitch into Aaron McCann, that's up near the nose.
That was totally meant for Van Blake. Van Blake absolutely loathes getting hit. Every time he does, I just wait for that bat to shatter on the turf.
I was talking to him about it today. He's just so disappointed as McCann lifts one into shallow right field. Coming in, make the catch is Anthony Forte on the run. So we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Kyle, your interview is almost going to come to a close unless we see some offense out of this National League
Hit
team.
The ball. Let's go.
What do you got to say to the people? And do you want to try your hand at play-by-play? Maybe?
Yeah, let me get in there. Okay.
All right. Yeah, go for it. You're all in.
What's this guy's name?
We got
Larry with the leg and the pitch.
Yeah, Ruda.
Is that 2? That's a
slider down.
Murray on the mound, Aruda at the plate.
Absolutely great matchups for I'm gonna call him Larry. Larry on the mound. 3 left-handed hitters, definitely what he likes to see. He's playing off his fastball up, a little slider, fastball combo in the same tunnel. Let's make it tough right here. I bet you throws a fastball down the middle, he'll pop it up.
Okay.
Or he'll take it. All right.
You gonna throw in some play-by-play, like a little. You got to describe the action a little bit. I'm trying to take my job here.
Oh, God, I don't want to. I had so many words. I'm just going to go for the.
All right, you'll color. All right,
yeah,
2-1 pitch on its way. Aruda swings through a fastball on the outside edge.
Yeah, play-by-play is hard. You got to talk a lot. I'll be like a John Smoltz. I'll just throw in like tidbits of information.
Okay, I'm
2-2. I think he goes slider here.
All right. King thinks slider. His 2-2 pitch is a fastball.
Struck me out as well. It struck me out as well.
So Aruda is sit down on strikes, and we have 3 innings of scoreless play in the Alaska Baseball League. Thanks, Kyle, for coming on air. I'm telling you guys,
4, 5, and 6. Watch, here comes the Thunder.
4, 5, 6. The Thunder is coming, according to Kyle King. So we thank him for coming on air. And when we come back in the 4th inning, Connor Mills will hop back on play-by-play for you on Matsu Miners Radio.
It's the top of the 4th inning between the National and American teams here at Mulcahy Stadium. The All Star Game. Leading things off for the American team is Ryan Cook. He'll face the new man on the mound. It's a new guy every inning and maybe even every out. As now we will see Andrew Almquist. Almquist with a 1.90 ERA as he misses outside for ball 1. No score between the National and American team as Almquist's pitch misses low this time. 2 balls and 1 strike. No strikes. We were just joined by Kyle King. I think he went to go get Hank Boyer. It should be pretty fun as we'll get things going with the player interviews as Cook blasts one foul along the left field line and out of play.
You know, it's really fun to get to know these guys because there is a person behind all those stats and uniform. So it's fun to sit down with them one-on-one and really get their true personalities.
The 2-1 is lifted out into left center field. Left fielder Austin Pinorini makes a 2-hand grab, and that's the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. And Almquist was only due for 1 out as there was a double play to end the top of the 3rd inning. So Almquist is done after 1 batter. We'll see a new pitcher on the mound. When we return, we'll also have Hank Boyer with us. So stay tuned here on Matsu Miners Radio. Welcome back into the top of the 4th inning. 1 out and a new pitcher, Jed Moscott, now on the mound from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. We are now joined by Miners pitcher Hank Boyer.
Hello.
Hank, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
All right.
So yesterday, I think or 2 days ago in the Scout Showcase, I think you impressed some. You struck out 1. What were you looking out on the mound, and how are you feeling now?
I was there just to show BT something. I wanted to show him I can pitch. So,
Well,
I did it.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, not a lot of opportunities, but you definitely turned some heads 2 days ago. As the first pitch into Brennan Bro is taken for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out here on the top of the 4th inning.
And I tell you what, Hank, how much is it fun being a dream? You grew up probably watching the Miners a little bit. How fun is it playing for them now in your college career?
I mean, yeah, I grew up playing, watching them. They were like the big league in Alaska. It was always fun. But playing for them is one of my dreams. It's right up there.
Brennan Bro skied 1 out into center field on that last pitch. Now there are 2 outs for Jed Moscott here on the top of the 4th inning with Jordan Wharton coming to the plate.
And how important is it for you guys like Nolan Monahan, yourself, and Jacob Butcher, Alaska native, to show local Alaskans that watch Miners games in the ABL that there's a chance you can make it in that college level, definitely, much like the guys in the lower 48?
Oh, it's pretty big, especially for the local kid to come in and play. Like, I mean, it doesn't happen often, and especially for 4 local kids to be on the team, it's pretty exciting. And, I mean, we get playing time too, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good. As Jordan Wharton, first pitch into him, hit him a hit-by-pitch from Jed Moscott to Wharton, puts a runner on for the American team here in the top of the 4th inning. Once again, we are joined by the man from Wasilla, Hank Boyer.
Hank, I understand you threw a perfect game in high school in 5 innings. You want to kind of elaborate how that game went?
It was our first home league game, and I was the ace pitcher last year, so I mean I had to come out and try and take it. We had 1 game in Kodiak earlier that week, and it was a 1-run game, so I had to try to shut them down that game, and they didn't do anything on me. So
First pitch into Willie Escalas for a strike. Moscott now winds and deals. This one's hit deep out into left center field. Moving back is Austin Pinorini, going over his head and over to the wall. He runs into the wall, gathers the ball, rounding second and heading for home is Jordan Wharton. There's no relay throw. The American team takes a 1-0 lead, and we'll have to check on Austin Pinorini as he hit a State Farm sign. So hopefully he'll have some insurance going forward.
Yeah, you guys got to experience firsthand when Pino ran into the fence back at Herman Brothers Field. How tough is Pinorini out there in the outfield?
Oh, we love him out in the outfield. He's not afraid to go for balls, to hit walls. It's actually really fun to watch him do it. You don't see it much in summer league. So,
and how much fun is this team having? I know we just witnessed it from the broadcast booth, but we don't get a true first-hand experience on the field. How much fun is the electric factory and throwing in the position guys?
Oh, it's so much fun. We enjoy everyone, and we all have personalities and humor. So it's just a blast.
And it has to be quite a joy to play with your high school teammate Nolan Monahan again. So what's that reuniting experience been like?
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts about this year. After graduating high school, I didn't think I'd be able to play with him again.
As now Troy Clonch launches this one out into right field. Moving over is Braden Daniel, who makes a one-hand grab, and that does it here for the top of the fourth. The American team scores 1, and Hank, I'll let you finish your thought.
I just didn't think I'd play with him again. And then the minors made that dream come true. Nolan, me and him talked a lot in college. We kept up with each other, and we were pretty ready to play with each other again. I didn't know he was as much excited as I was to play with me again. So it's pretty cool.
Now 2 pitchers reuniting from Wasilla, Alaska. It's 1-0 American team as we enter into the bottom half of the 4th inning. We'll be right back here on Matsu Miners Radio. At the bottom of the 4th inning, we are still joined by Matsu Miner, Hank Boyer, and leading things off is a fellow Miner, a fellow teammate for you, Kona Quiggle, who's kind of emerged right here. Did not start at Grand Canyon University, kind of playing his way into some playing time. What have you seen from Kona that you like so far?
I mean, he came here, had something to prove. He didn't play at Grand Canyon, but he's definitely proven something, opened a lot of people's eyes. I mean, he's a starter on the All-Star team.
Tevin Murray of the Oilers still on the mound as the count goes to 0 balls and 2 strikes to Kona Quiggle. One was in for a called strike, and on the last one, Quiggle fouled it back. 0-2 the count, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th. Hank Boyer, Brad Walker, Connor Mills with you right now as the pitch bounces in the turf for ball 1.
Hank, we just recently got back from the Kenai trip. How fun was that for the guys and yourself?
Oh, that was a blast. we stayed in the bingo hall. That was like all of us together all night. I mean, I've never had where as soon as the lights turn off, that's when people get up and they're awake. It's kind of crazy. It was a lot of fun, though.
The 2-2 into Kona. Quiggle misses inside. It was a breaking ball. Tevin Murphy thought that might have been for a strike. Kona Quiggle then will be fouled up by Mark Mumper. And after Mumper will be Henson. The 3-2 swung on. Line drive right up the middle off the mound, bouncing into the outfield. Cut off by the shortstop, Willie Escala, but not thrown over in time. It's an infield single for Kona Quiggle. Quiggle is responsible for the first 2 hits for the national team, as they have no runs and 2 hits, both from Kona and Mark Mumper coming to the plate.
And Hank, do you want to elaborate on how close this team is and how much closer it got after that Kenai trip?
We were pretty close before the Kenai trip. We were together for a month. But the Kenai trip, staying with each other for 5 days. Yeah.
Yep.
No breaks, 24 hours straight. Yeah. I mean, it made us a lot closer, but it also made us we could see some that we get annoyed with a couple people pretty quick. But, I mean, it got pretty fun. We enjoyed each other. We love each other. It's a pretty close team. I enjoy playing on it.
Well, we'll see a new man on the mound. Coming out is Tevin Murray, and going in from the Anchorage Bucs is John Altman. We'll return here on Matsu Miners Radio. As soon as his warm-up pitches are done, you're listening to Matsu Miners on Miner Radio. Step up to the plate as first pitch is thrown, and a line drive right out into center field, falling fast. That's it for a third hit for the national team. Runners on second and first. So Kona Quiggle had a single off of Tevin Murray. Now off of John Altman. First pitch, Mark Mumper sees. He lines it right up the gap into center for a base hit. Once again, Hank Boyer still with us in the bottom of the 4th inning. Score 1-0 for the American team.
So, Hank, what are your thoughts right now overall on how this game's going?
I mean, it's pretty slow.
A lot of good pitching, as this is a pitcher's league.
I'm here to support my players. I'm not here to support anyone else.
Wow, that's
Very
good.
true.
My boy here, Spence. Let's see what he can do.
Spencer Henson struck out looking his first time up. Will look to redeem himself with 1 runner in scoring position, 2 on base. Mark Mumper on first, Kona Quiggle at second. First pitch in is swinging an off-speed pitch. Henson's count, no balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Here at the bottom of the 4th inning.
So, Hank, can you kind of talk about how much of a leader Spencer Henson and his leadership he's brought to the clubhouse since joining the Miners?
Well, yeah, this is his 2nd year here in a row. He already knew what was going on, what to do. So, I mean,
breaking ball into Spencer. He fouls it off towards the left side.
Him coming really made us mesh a little bit more. Him and we got another guy
Like
a week ago with Brooks. Yeah. Those two have helped out a lot.
The Super Smash Bros, I think they've called themselves, but I think they've rightfully deserve that nickname. Some two pretty big boys.
There's some power hitters. There's some big power hitters right there.
John Altman ahead in the count on Henson. 0-2. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back, a couple inches away from us, as we are here down in the grandstand at Mulcahy Stadium.
Hank, during batting practice, we see you're pretty aggressive shacking balls in the outfield. Did you play a lot of outfield at Wasilla?
No, I wasn't allowed to. I never had a quick stat. I was always infield.
So sort of trying to live out the possible glory days.
Oh, I always ask my coach.
Altman's 0-2 is lifted out into center field. Moving under it is Brandon Bro, who makes the catch. 1 out here at the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, I always told my coach to let me play outfield. He was always, not allowing that. In our non-league games and stuff, he always let me play outfield. I let the dream come true. I was a stud out there, just saying.
Yeah, you look pretty good out there in the outfield. So surprised BT hasn't thought any of it, throwing you out there and maybe left.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
So now coming to the plate, Brendan Daniel. As there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. American League over the national team. As first pitch misses from John Altman into Braden Daniel. Runners are on first and second base. Matsu Minor, Kona Quiggle on second. Anchorage Glacier Pilot, Mark Mumper. He's on first. Altman pitching from the stretch. And he deals. Swung on a line drive that one hops the shortstop. Willie Escala, the throw over to second in time. The turn is also good. So that's the end of the bottom of the 4th inning. Brandon Daniel grounded out into a 6-4-3 double play. We're heading into the top of the 5th. When we return, you're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Minor Radio.
Welcome back into Mulcahy Stadium, the site of this year's Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. Currently, the score sits at 1-0 as we enter the 5th inning. We have a new man on the mound from the Pilots, right-handed thrower Alex Stiegler. So Stiegler will be on the pitch for the Pilots, and we have yet another Matsu Miners pitcher out of the Electric Factory, otherwise known as the Miners Bullpen. Right-handed thrower Sean Hughes. How are we doing today, Sean?
Doing well, doing well. It's nice and warm out today. Beautiful day for an all-star game, home run derby.
So, Sean, just kind of let's talk about what's your experience been like in Alaska so far?
It's been way different than most experiences. For those of you that don't know, the sun rarely ever sets. So the land of the midnight sun is an actual thing. The mountains are gorgeous. A lot more mosquitoes than I would have expected. But coming from Virginia, I'm kind of used to it. So, but, it's gorgeous. Kind of different wearing long sleeves pretty much every day. But today, it's probably like 65 and feels like 70. So we're out here in shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit toasty as Anthony Forte will step to the dish from the light's left side to face the right-hand Stigler. And we talked to Kyle King about Toby Keith being bullpen spirit. And while I understand that you were almost at the head of the reason Toby Keith was the pump-up music for the Miners.
I wouldn't say I was the head, but I definitely sing along with some gusto. So
this first pitch misses outside, 1-0. Forte steps to the dish. So we understand, Sean, that after your baseball career has ended, you kind of want to enter into the color commentary or broadcast field. So you want to provide some color for us right now, this top half of the 5th inning?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Hopefully with a journalism minor and a communications major, I can figure something out.
The Steelers 1-1 has Forte to swing through. The count moves to 1-2.
Looked like a good changeup there. Kind of left it up a little bit, but 1-2, you might go back to it again. Hopefully bury it in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Forte in at the dish was in the home run derby just a few hours ago. So Stigler winds and deals. It's a breaking pitch that misses outside.
I take it you like that one?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Missed out and up a little bit. So if you reach it over his front side a little bit more, he'll get it down and in.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Stigler's pitch misses outside, 3-2. So Sean, you just finished up your junior year at Boston College. How important it is for you to be a leader for these young guys in the clubhouse?
It's huge. I tend to have kind of a vocal personality, but you kind of have to learn some touch and feel with it. Some guys like to be led head on. Some guys just need a little encouragement. Some guys kind of just need to let them do their own things. But yeah, for the most part, hopefully we'll have a good year back at BC. I'm excited for what the Eagles can do.
Any predictions where the Eagles go in the ACC this year?
I have no idea. Most times we get picked last in the preseason polls, but it'd be nice to show all of the NCAA what we can do.
So Forte, if you hear the clapping, he just ran out a ground ball over to short. So Forte hustling there. And yeah, you never really know with baseball. You always got to play the game. There's no clock, so you can come back at any point. How fun has it been through your first 3 years at Boston College?
It's been awesome. I mean, I kind of blinked and I'm heading back for my senior season in probably about 6 weeks. So yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
So Paul Kuntz still step into the dish from the right side. He looks at a strike outside from Alex Stigler.
Yeah.
And Sean, how important do you think would it be to bring a 3rd straight championship back to the town of Palmer?
I kind of been joking with people, but I'm also serious at the same time. I would like to go home with some hardware, and I kind of would not like to go home without anything else. So I'm very excited for what we can do. I mean, we're in first place right now. Knock on wood, we keep rolling.
So the 0-1 pitch on its way. Kuntz well in front of it. He's now down on the count, 0-2. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. The American League team has a runner on first as they currently lead the national team 1-0. This is Brad Walk alongside me as Connor Mills and Sean Hughes, right-handed thrower out of the minors pen. And sort of where did the Electric Factory nickname build for the bullpen?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what pitch he goes. Oh, he went back to the curveball.
Oh, ground ball over to third. Nice play by Ruda. From his knee. Henson will come off to make the stop. So Paul Kuntz is on, and now runners on first and second for Jake Veith. Jake Veith, not only a good hitter, but has a pretty good beard as well.
Yeah, that is some beard. That is Paul Bunyan-esque.
That takes dedication.
I will never be able to grow that, but more power to him.
Yeah, and Anthony Pinorini, his Gonzaga teammate, has said that he's been growing it out since he was 15. Austin Pinorini, that is. Wrong A name right there. Apologize to Pino for that. Yeah, it said he's been growing it out since he was 15. So that's pretty impressive as well.
Stay hot, Brad. Stay hot.
Thanks, sir. So first pitch looking to come into Jake Veith as we have nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Runners on first and second. Veith dribbles one foul to the left side. He'll fall behind 0-1 with nobody out in the top of the 5th.
If I'm V here, I'm looking to pull something in the right center gap and run for days or hit it over that Alaskan Brewing Company sign out in right center.
The minors, we've definitely put a shift on him, but he's had a lot of opposite field hits.
He does.
So really displaying that he can hit.
Good block by Wally.
You want to talk about the nickname for Aaron Walters, where that originated from?
There's a few, but Wally's the most common. His last name being Walters, so people just call him Wally instead of Aaron. It's got a better ring to it, I guess. I don't know.
Stigler's 1-1. Misses outside. The count goes to 2-1. Nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Runners on first and second for Jake Veith. Veith have himself quite a season, leading the ABL right now in batting average. So it's been dangerous for this Anchorage Bucs team, who sits 3rd in the ABL. This 2-1, a rocket to Caleb Van Blake. He catches it, throw to first in. He'll double up Paul Kuntz.
Good play, Caleb.
So your teammate Caleb Van Blake with a nice play. And how great is it to have such a great defensive core behind you when you're out on the mound?
It's awesome. It takes the pressure off of me because I know that they can make plays left and right. I mean, I can relax and just focus on throwing strikes, or hopefully throwing strikes, and just getting ahead of batters. And when they make plays like that and are willing to sell out and put their bodies on the line, it's great.
You also yourself has made some nice defensive plays. You about reached to the stars here in Anchorage a few weeks ago to make a few outs. How'd you feel after making that play?
I was very surprised that I got up that high. I did not know I could jump that high, but hey, I guess the strength conditioning at Boston College really worked for me. You know, all those box jumps and heavy squats finally paid off. I can maybe touch rim.
So one of your Electric Factory co-pals will step into the game and pitch, right-handed thrower Nathan Bock. How close have you guys gotten out there in the bullpen, and what's the mindset behind all these celebrations and antics?
So we've gotten very close. We're a very close-knit group. We all kind of the same mindset, goal in mind, and that's come out and do our best and throw strikes and just, you know, do our thing, help the starting pitchers out. But, you know, with we kind of just one day we were like, you know what, let's celebrate when we score a run, and then it kind of snowballed, especially in that, I hate to bring it up for the Oilers fans in attendance, but that 17-1 game where we just poured it on, we kind of just kept going and going and going, and then we're kind of just ran out of ideas, and we're like, all right, you know, let's just clap it up. And they scored again. So
What has been your favorite celebration so far that you've done?
this is very college person-esque, but I forget who we were playing, but Spencer Henson hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, and we pulled out the keg stand with the cooler, so that was a lot of fun. But we've got, when Kona hit a grand slam, we pulled out, everyone got in a line and we started rowing. And then another good one is human bowling. We got a
lot of compliments on the bowling.
Yeah, we've gotten a fish one where we just reel Malachi in, and then we hold him up for a picture, and the fans out in Palmer seem to love it.
Well, that's where we heard it from. They love the bowling. They love all the antics out there, and to them, that makes the game. You know, winning is also great in its own, but you know, when you have some entertainment coming out of the bullpen, that's always fun to look down and watch.
Absolutely, it's so much fun,
and especially when you get that fan interaction, which is so key. Can you touch on that community support that Palmer provides day in and day out, whether you guys are at home or on the road? At home, obviously, it's more in a physical way, obviously showing up to the ballpark. Now we've gone over 1,000 strong in a few home games, but on the road as well, always posting on social media and tuning into our live stream. How great has that been?
That's awesome. Just having fans reaching out from wherever we are, whether we're in Anchorage, Chugiak, or even when we went on that 5-game road trip out in Kenai, like they were just wishing us luck, and you know, they're expecting wins from us, so we don't want to let them down. But especially when we get back in Palmer, the attendance on a nightly basis, it's between 9 and 1,200 every night, which is awesome. And I love it. I mean, sometimes it's more fans than I get at BC, and I'm shocked, but I love it. So
yeah, definitely a great team, so they love to come out and support. And we sort of chatted with skipper Ben Taylor about it, but have you guys been thinking about it all, how important home field advantage is going to be, and really in spots so you know you're going to play most of your playoff games at home?
Yeah, it will be huge for us to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Obviously, we got to keep that #1 spot in the ABL, and I think that we can definitely do that. I think we're kind of getting on a hot streak here, but us keeping home field advantage will be huge. And obviously, we got to make it past the first round of the playoffs to play in the top of the World Series, but I think it'll definitely be huge for us.
Chad Bible reaches first. Now the American team with runners on first and second. They do hold that 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. We mentioned Nathan Bock on the mound, the all-star from the minors. Bock, Sean, it's pretty impressive. 11 straight scoreless innings that he'll try to keep improving on when we come back from this all-star and showcase weekend break.
Yeah, knock on wood. I mean, he's definitely got some good stuff. He's got a power fastball on a nice tight slider, and I hear he's working on a changeup, and he locates well, and he mixes speeds, and he never really falls behind, which is huge for pitchers. That's something I'm trying to work on, but Bock does a really good job of getting ahead and staying ahead. So we'll see if he can go with 2 here. There it is.
He is facing a current home run derby champion,
Yep.
Ryan Cook, from the right side of the dish. But Bock's ahead 0-2 with 2 outs. Nathan Bock does have 16 strikeouts so far in the season. So he looks in, tries to get Cook down on strikes. He'll come set from the chest. His 0-2, a breaker that misses outside, 1-2.
It'll be interesting to see if he goes back to that slider or goes up and tries to elevate and raises a high level.
So Bock looking in. Sean Hughes' prediction, either a slider or up in the zone pitch. Kicks and deals as Cook towers this one into the right side of the infield, jogging in and making the play. For out number 3 is Spencer Henson.
That works too.
So that'll do it for the top half of the 5th inning. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our interview with Sean Hughes as the American League team is leading the National League team 1-0 in the Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. Killing it. Welcome back into the Alaska Baseball League All Star Game here in Anchorage. Currently, the American team leading the national team 1-0. The American team with a new man on the mound, left-handed thrower Kyle Wollenweber from the Anchorage Bucs. And we're still sitting down with Sean Hughes, relief pitcher for the Miners. And Sean, when you got the nod, said you were coming up to Alaska, how excited were you about it?
I was very excited. So my coach pulled me aside in lift that morning. And before anything else, well, after lift, I immediately called my mom and said, Mom, I'm going to Alaska for the summer. She's like, you serious? Like, yeah, Mom, I'm serious. I got a contract in Alaska. She's like, all right, I guess we better start looking at flights. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was very excited to come up here, and this is probably the best summer that I've had playing college baseball.
What was the recruitment process for you to come up here?
So actually, I had heard about the Alaskan Baseball League last summer, and I asked my coach if there was an opportunity to play up there, and he said that he would look into it. And a few days later, he got a contract, and a few days after that, I came up and signed with the Matsu Miners, and here I am.
Yeah, pretty neat. As your teammate Austin Pinorini steps to the dish from the left side, so lefty on lefty matchup to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. The National League team trailing currently 1-0. As Pinorini looks at a fastball high and away, 1-0. So Pinorini, another one of those veteran guys. Is it nice playing with some veteran guys? You have a nice mix on this team.
Yeah. I mean, it's good playing with veteran guys because they've been there before. Pino just finished his junior season, I believe, and Spencer's finished his junior season. So has Brooks just graduated actually from Gonzaga. But yeah, it's nice to play with a bunch of veteran guys. It's weird for me being one of the older guys because, well, by grade at least. I'm still not 21 yet, but that day will come. But yeah, it's kind of weird because everyone's up here. They're like, oh, I just finished my freshman season, just finished my sophomore season. Like, I'm going back to my senior year.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got a lot of time ahead of you.
So the count sits at 3-0 to Austin Pinorini. Wollenweber kicks and deals.
Had a baby good eye.
Miss high, and Austin Pinorini will trot down to first base. That would be the tying run here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're going to play 9 complete regardless of the score after that third out recorded in the bottom of the 9th. And Sean, you were a pretty good hitter back in high school, batted above 300 in your prep campaign. So tell us a little bit about that. And what was the transition like going into a PO position?
Oh, I still miss hitting. I miss hitting so much. So, sometimes I hit fungos to keep my dreams of being a collegiate hitter alive. But I think those days are dwindling fast. But yeah, I really miss hitting. I transitioning to a PO. It's not a bad gig. I mean, I come in probably 2 or 3 times a week, maybe 4 if I'm lucky, and hopefully pound the zone. But hitting's really fun.
So Aaron Walter steps in from left side of the dish as he smashes one foul going towards the line, and it'll slice out of play. So count is tied up at 1 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Sean, so you also pitched well in high school as well. Your senior year going 4-1 with a .94 ERA in 29 and 2/3 innings. Really, what was the key at high school senior season?
Well, actually, I had just found out that fall that I had a torn labrum, so I rehabbed a lot, and I didn't get as many innings as I would have liked to, but it was all in preparation for going to Boston College. And looking back at it, as much as I would have liked to have pitched more, it was the right thing to do, and it was pretty much just throwing strikes. Ooh.
So a 1-2 little hit and run action. Yeah. Walters grounds it to second. The only play over to first was for Paul Kunst. So Austin Pinorini stands in scoring position with 1 out. Caleb Van Blake will step up to the dish. And Sean, you guys, the Miners, they're leading the league in runs and also have one of the best pitching staffs in the ABL. How important is that to have that great balance? And it shows leading the ABL.
Yeah. It's huge for us. The fact that we can have the offense go out and put up 5-6 runs a game, then the pitching staff can keep it below 2 or 3, or at least just keep it so that we're on the winning side. It's huge. I mean, we're going to lose games every now and then, but we like to keep those few and far between. So it's definitely big for us.
You mentioned not losing a lot. You guys were 7-3 in your last 10 games leading up to this showcase and All-Star weekend. 11 games left in the season. What are you guys looking to do, or maybe what are you personally looking to do before the playoffs?
11-0.
11-0. That's the
yeah. That'd be nice. But I mean, I think if we keep doing what we're doing, keep throwing strikes, keep hitting the ball all around the ballpark, we're going to be fine. I mean, I have confidence in our hitters, and I know that anyone on the pitching staff can go in and get it done.
And you guys should. I mean, the stats definitely back it up. And as we sit with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, you want to try your hand at play-by-play, Sean?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so I'll go ahead and toss it over.
All right, we got Van Blake's down 0-2. Hopefully you can – oh, man, call time. Guess the battery's trying to figure out what pitch they want to throw to him. Van Blake's got power to all fields. Let's see what he does here. Hopefully he can foul one off or get a good pitch to hit. Put it in the green somewhere. Fastball in. Fights it off. It'll be a fly ball out to short left, and a scholar ranges over and catches it.
That's not too bad. You might be taking my job if you keep improving.
Hopefully one day, once a long, illustrious baseball career is over.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We got to get there first.
Speaking of sort of that next level, how important has pitching coach Jeff Erlab been to you pitchers, a guy that's been through it all, spent some time in the minor leagues and employing his wisdom on all of you?
Jeff has been great for us. I've learned a lot from him, and I feel very comfortable whenever we work together before games or even during the games. He's actually at BC, his phone number, and they hadn't talked to each other, but I called my coach the other day, and they were pretty much saying the exact same thing. So the fact that Jeff and my coach at BC are on the same page is huge, even though they're 3,500 miles apart.
Yeah, definitely. 0-1 count to Aaron McCann, who's batting from the left side against Kyle Woolenweber. He's trying to work a scoreless bottom of the 5th inning.
Ooh,
that was pretty nasty.
Yeah. How's your knees?
Yeah. So McCann's down in the count, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not a lot of scoring, which sort of expected. This is a pitcher's league and a lot of great ones out on the mound, especially in this game.
See if he goes back to the Uncle Charlie here. That'd be nice.
So Woolenweber from his waist takes a deep breath. Now motions to the plate.
There it is.
0-2 rings up Aaron McCann. So that'll end the
nice.
5th inning as the American team still leads the national team 1-0 as we head into the 6th inning. Sean, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming
fellas.
on. Good luck on the rest of your season.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. and we'll have the 6th inning coming up for you on Matsu Myers Radio when we come back.
We just thank Sean Hughes for joining us as we are entering the top of the 6th inning. One defensive change, one pitching change. For the Miners, now playing shortstop, number 2, Drew Swift. And on the mound, also for the Matsu Miners, number 37, Josh Haley. Haley having himself a great season. A 1.98 ERA, 28 strikeouts. As he is 2-1. Josh Haley in the top 5 in ERA as a first pitch into Ryan Novus. Misses inside for ball 1. So far we've had Kyle King, Hank Boyer, Sean Hughes. I'm sure we'll get pitching coach Jeff Erlap to stroll out here. We'll have a talk with him. As last pitch hit the zone, 1-1 the count into Ryan Novus.
Yeah, it's been just a fun sort of off day for the guys that aren't playing, and for the guys that are, fun to play with guys on other teams.
Novus chops it over to third. The pick is good by Spencer Henson. Jordan Aruda having a nice defensive play, as that's the first out here in the top of the 6th inning between the National and American team. American team leading 1-0.
Yeah, Jordan Aruda, a neat character. Got to interview him during the home run derby a little unexpectedly. I don't think he was ready to be interviewed, but nevertheless, he was a good sport about it.
Now, first pitch from Josh Haley is fouled back by Grant Wood of the Oilers. Batting .212 on the season, has 22 hits, 7 doubles, 1 triple as he lines this one into center field for a base hit. Kona Quiggle has it, throws it in. Grant Wood with a base hit.
Real nice rip there from Wood. Pitch was just a little too far over the middle, and he really squared it up to shoot it into center field.
So right now, for the Miners, only one pitcher left in the rotation. Bryce Tassin is due up in the 9th inning, but we're only here in the top of the 6th. Josh Haley on the mound. First pitch swinging, lined out into left field for a base hit off the bat of Willie Escala. So back-to-back base hits, one for Grant Wood, now one for Escala. And runners are at first and second base off Josh Haley and the national team here at Mulcahy Stadium.
Yeah, Josh, a little uncharacteristic right now, as when we return to the season, he'll be 6th in ERA with 1.98. But you mentioned just a little irregular circumstances for a lot of these guys. They're not used to coming in for relief after a lot of starts, and Haley is just another one of those pitchers.
Troy Clouch now at the plate as he takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count with runners on first and second base. And it's great to get a couple of the guys out on the broadcast to have everybody listen to them. And as this one's a rocket shot down the line over into left field. Ball is now just being cut off. Grant Wood rounding third, heading for home. He will score. It's a 1-out double. Here in the top of the 6th inning, the American team scores one more. It's American 2, national team nothing.
Yeah, the American team really seeing the ball quite well already. 9 hits, only 2 runs across. but they're really seeing this National League pitching.
2 runners in scoring position now for Jace Vanderbrake of the Bucs. Curveball goes in for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike into Jace Vanderbrake. No other defensive changes have been made. Except when we look out into left field. There's a new left fielder out there as Bailey Collins now takes over as a swing and a miss from Jace Vanderbrake. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the change right now, Austin Pinorini appears to be the designated hitter. Aaron Walters remains behind the plate as a swing and miss from Jace Vanderbrake. He goes down swinging. Josh Haley with the second out here in the top of the sixth inning.
Very nice pitch from Haley. Sort of started on the outside edge, and it kept just shooting down that way. Really impossible to get the barrel of the bat near it.
So another Anchorage Buck stands in, J.C. Correa. Correa was in the home run derby. Hit a few out, but it was the Oilers who dominated. As the first pitch into Correa misses for a ball. Haley winds and deals. This one's lined out in center field for a base hit. 1 run scores, another one right behind him. Haley cuts it off at the mound as Willie Escala and Troy Clouch score on a J.C. Correa 2 RBI single here on the top of the 6th inning. The American team has extended their lead. It is 4-0.
Yeah, the American team just keeps these hits coming along, and that'll be interesting to see how much longer Josh Haley will go. I know there's a certain on how many outs Haley would get, but you don't want his pitch count to get too high and lose him for maybe a possible start in the upcoming week.
So Josh Haley due up in this inning, and he's on the mound with 2 outs. His first pitch swinging is Jake Veith, a lefty on lefty matchup. Sam Bryce will be the next pitcher on the mound for the national team next inning in the top of the 7th. As American team has a 4-0 lead as Haley misses high and in. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away and a runner at first in the top of the 6th inning. Haley winds and deals. This one's fouled off towards the right side and out of play.
Veith already striking out once today. Haley trying to make that 2 and be important to get out of this inning.
1-2 the count, 2 outs. Josh Haley and Jake Veith dueling it out. Haley from the stretch. Looks at first, now the pitch. Mowing away for ball 2. To the count, bounce the pitch from Josh Haley is fouled straight back off the bat of Jake Veith. Right now in Anchorage, we're at the high, 64 degrees. Sunshine all the way through 7 p.m. A beautiful day for an all-star game.
Yeah, it really is. And sitting in this grandstand, not getting a lot of wind flow through. So right now,
2-2 misses low and away. Full count is now to Jake Veith.
but it's definitely been a fun setup here in the grandstand, getting to chat to some of the players, being one with the fans. This always makes for a fun broadcast.
Veith fouls one straight back. Count remains full here in the top of the 6th. Should Veith keep this inning alive, Chad Bible of the Oilers will be due up next. As Josh Haley looks to get out of this inning. The full count pitch. Taking in for a strike 3 call. The breaker gets over for Josh Haley. But not before the American team scores 3 here on the top of the 6th inning. We're heading towards the bottom of the 6th. American over the National, 4-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Andrew Lopez on the mound from the Peninsula Oilers, as he will face the first batter in Jordan Aruda, then the top of the national team's lineup. Of course, led off by Kona Quiggle. And then we will either see Mark Bumper or Drew Swift. I believe Swift came in for defense last inning. So we will see Swifty in the 2-hole.
Yeah, moving towards the middle and end of this game, definitely started to see the changes so all these all-stars can get their at-bats or pitches in. Some of the pitchers not scheduled to pitch today just because they pitched either A in the All-Star game or have starts coming up very soon.
First pitch from Andrew Lopez into Jordan Aruda, misses away for ball 1. For Andrew Lopez, a 1.54 ERA as Aruda swings through this one. 1 ball and 1 strike with the national team down by 4 runs. As Lopez works quickly and Aruda fouls one back. 1-2 the count with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Aruda has definitely been a hot spot for the Pilots, one of their top hitters, typically a leadoff man for him, and he's seeing the ball very nicely.
The 1-2 taken all the way outside for ball 2. One of the Pilots coaches on third base, Tyler LeBrun of the Miners. He's on first. His account runs to 3-2 with nobody out to Jordan Aruda.
And Lopez actually wasn't scheduled to pitch in this game, so must have had enough rest or not slated to pitch soon.
3-2 is swung on and found straight down. Count remains. On deck, Kona Quiggle. He has 2 of the national team's 3 hits. The payoff pitch into Aruda taken, ball 4. So Andrew Lopez walks Jordan Aruda to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th. And Kona Quiggle comes to the plate.
Kona's been playing pretty nice today after struggling of late coming into this showcase series and All-Star game where he only had 3 hits in his past 19 at-bats. But seems like he's bringing it around, especially today against the league's top pitching.
Lopez misses low and away. Ball 1 into Kona Quiggle with a runner on first, and Drew Swift does indeed go into the on-deck circle as Kona swings, and this one's bounced right up the middle for a base hit. Quiggle is 3 for 3 in the All-Star game. So a nice showing for Kona Quiggle here in front of the MLB scouts.
Yeah, Kona just seeing the ball really well today. Some days you're on, and Kona is definitely on today. And it's really hard to do. We mentioned this is the league's top pitching, so he's not seeing a reliever maybe that is throwing for his first time. These are solidified guys that were handpicked to be in this game.
Drew Swift for his first at-bat. He stands in from the right side. Lopez into Swift. Taken, strike 1 called. So Jordan Aruda, he's on second base. Kona Quiggle with his 3rd hit of the day. He's on first. Andrew Lopez on the mound. From the stretch, he deals a breaking ball high for ball 1.
Swift, easily, most people would agree in the league, one of the best defensive shortstops in the ABL. Such quick hands and always makes very nice plays.
1-1 the count to Drew Swift. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. Pitch in, outside for ball 2. And we said earlier on in the broadcast, Ben Taylor, as a manager of the national team, has not won a single All-Star game. I believe he said he was 0 for 5 and, quote, maybe 1 tie. As now Drew Swift hits this one out into center field. Making the catch is an Oiler. Tagging from second and going to third is Jordan Aruda. So Swift moves him over with only 1 out now. And F8. Lots of changes being made defensively. Brent Wood at third base now. Looks like Willie Escala is still at short. Spencer Henson at the plate now. J.C. Correa of the Bucs is now at second base as Henson takes all the way. And it's going to be called for a strike. So Kona Quiggle with a stolen base. He was on the move. Count, no balls, 1 strike, and 1 away here to Spencer Henson in the bottom of the 6th inning.
This is definitely a tough guy to pitch to in this scenario. Henson's come up clutch many of times for the Miners.
The 0-1 swung on, and this one's hit deep out into right field. Coming over to make the catch is a right fielder, but not deep enough as the throw is right on the money. Jace Vanderbrake playing right field as Aruda holds at third. Spencer Henson 0 for 3 right now.
Yeah, even though that fly ball was short, that was such a great throw from Vanderbrake. Aruda definitely would have been gunned out.
Now at the plate, you will see a pilot, number 7. Number 7 not on our list that we have here as he takes the first pitch in for a called ball.
Bailey Collins, the mysterious man in white.
Bailey Collins. Second pitch into Collins hits the outside corner of the plate. Appears it has gone to no balls and 1 strike. Scoreboard might be a little behind. The 1-1 swung on and missed by Bailey Collins. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Collins, the All-Star from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, playing in his home stadium. The 1-2 swung on, ground ball over to second base. Correa has it, throws a little high to Jake Veith at first, but in time for the 3rd out of the inning. So after 6, the national team has not scored a run, only have 4 hits, as it's the American team, 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. We're heading towards the top of the 7th inning.
Welcome back into Mulcahy Stadium. We're in the 7th inning of the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game between the American team and the national team. The national team currently leading 4-0 as we enter the 7th inning of play. They scored 3 last inning to face against left-hander Josh Haley. They'll be on to face left-hander out of the Chinooks, Sam Bryce. So Bryce has appeared in 11 games this season. 3 of them have been starts and 31 in a 3rd innings pitched, has a 2.59 ERA, struck out 32, and has allowed 13 walks. So he'll start things off with Chad Bible, the home run participant and runner-up. He was runner-up to his teammate Ryan Cook. So Bible stepping in from the right side of the dish. And defensive change over at third base now is going to be Tyler Bosetti for the Matsu Miners. He comes in to replace Jordan Aruda. So Bryce's first pitch is dribbled just foul, originally bounced home plate, and then went over, or whether went in front, as we see Dominic Foscalina, or rather Bailey Collins, out and right. As this 0-1 from Sam Brace misses low. So the count goes to 1-1 with nobody out. Chad Bible, a lot of pop in his bat. Has only played 7 games in the ABL so far this season. As he hits this one high and behind us foul. Count is now moved to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. So the Chinooks will have another Chinooks on Chinooks matchup coming up. As Bible hits a grounder over to third. Bosetti makes a play near the line. The throw over is just wide. That's going to head towards the right field wall. Heading into second is Chad Bible on the throwing error from Tyler Bosetti. So leadoff man on for the American team. And we'll see another Chinook batter step into the dish, and J. Paul Fullerton. So a little Chinook on Chinook matchup. Last time it was the hitter that got the advantage. And as Kyle King told us, said a steak dinner was on the line between the Chinooks facing each other. Since there's 5 teams in the ABL, so one team had to be split apart with their All-Stars, and it happened to be the Chinooks. As the All-Star count, if you rank it, the Bucs lead. They have 15. The Miners following behind with 12, and then the Pilots have 11. Oilers with 9 All-Stars, and the Chinooks rounded out with 8. So Sam Brace's first pitch to his teammate, J. Paul Fullerton, is a strike on the outside corner. Fullerton with 23 hits this season, batting .247. Having a nice campaign in Chugiak. So Brace from the stretch. The lefty's 0-1. Nice two-seamer. Hits the outside part of the zone. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. Nobody out, man on second for the American team. Coached by Kyle Brown of the Peninsula Oilers, and the national team is coached by Matsu minor skipper Ben Taylor. So this 0-2 pitch is fouled off to the left side and out of play. So Fullerton trying to stay alive. Fullerton with 2 strikeouts this season. Obviously, this won't count considering All-Star Game, just an exhibition, but it's been quite a fun run so far. This American team leads the national team 4-0. They scored 1 back in the 4th inning and then 3 last inning. So we sit currently in the 7th. So Sam Brace misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on second in the Peninsula Oilers, Chad Bible. And the Chinooks, J. Paul Fullerton at the dish. So Fullerton has driven in 7 RBIs, but Sam Brace gets him to strike out. So the Chinook on Chinook matchup is now 1-1. A hit and then now a strikeout. As we see number 7, Ryan Novus of the Oilers step to the dish from the right side with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. The American All-Stars leading the National All-Stars 4-0. Really impressive, too. The American All-Stars with 11 hits compared to the National All-Stars, only 4 so far. So Novus, he's swinging. Hard bouncer to Tyler Bosetti, who makes the grab, checks the runner at second, and his throw to first is in time. So Sam Brace has retired 2 in a row, the left-hander for the Chinooks. And that's going to bring up number 3, Grant Wood for the Peninsula Oilers. So back-to-back Oilers, who currently sits second in the ABL behind the Matsu Miners, who lead it. So Brace, after giving up a leadoff base runner, I should say, was an error that Chad Bible reached on, trying to work out of it. So takes a peek at second, now motion to the plate. Misses low and inside with a fastball. Sam Brace.
And Grant Wood got a hit off of Josh Haley earlier on, just the last inning. So Wood swinging a good bat here.
Brace's 1-0 pitch on its way. And misses inside. Walters has trouble handling it. It rolls towards that left side on deck circle of the American All-Stars. And now Chad Bible only 90 feet away from scoring this game's 5th run and tries to extend the American All-Stars lead 5-0 over the National All-Stars. So Sam Brace, after a little mound meeting from Walters, and it has to be a little weird, 2 battery mates that have never played together before, trying to get on the same page. So Brace from his chest. Misses inside yet again. This time Walters does have no troubles handling it.
It's always better when your catcher really starts to know your pitcher. That was one of the disadvantages that Walters and Pinorini had coming into the season.
3-0, this one lined in the center field. Moving in quickly is Kona Quiggle and makes the catch on the dive. Kona, Quiggle, what a way to end the top of the 7th inning. And Sam Bryce, after allowing a runner all the way over to third, gets out of a jam for the National All-Stars. They trail the American All-Stars 4-0. We'll have bottom of the 7th inning after we stretch here in Mulcahy on Matsu Miners Radio. We have stretched and we're ready to rock and roll in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the National All-Stars will step up to the plate, trailing the American All-Stars 4-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. Grant Cox on the mound for the Bucs, the new pitcher. Left-handed thrower, has appeared in 7 games. 4 of them have been starts, and through 28 1/3 innings pitched, has a 1.91 ERA, struck out 22, opposed to walking 14. So Austin Pinorini will lead things off for the National All-Stars, who only have compiled 4 hits so far through 6 innings, where the American All-Stars have had 11. So it's been a fun showcase weekend and All-Star weekend up here in Anchorage. A lot of fun the guys are having, especially got to see their personalities during that home run derby. Got to do a little Facebook Live action. I got to try my skills at sideline reporting. So trying to work back in the groove of play-by-play.
We'll have to go back and watch it. It's still up there, right?
Yes, it is still on our Facebook page. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Matsu Miners. That's all you got to search up, and you'll be right there. We tweet a lot of good stuff. Always tweet the updates, and obviously our YouTube page. Be sure to look out for that content. So Pinorini will get things going here in the home half of the 7th inning. National All-Stars trailing the American All-Stars 4-0. Cox's first pitch misses high to Pino, 1-0. Cox, we mentioned the left-hander, only walking 14 guys, has compiled a 0-1 ERA so far this season. Pinorini grounds a foul to the right side. So the count all squared up at 1-1.
Pino looking for his first hit on the day, and played a solid left fields. Now he's a designated hitter.
Pino with 7 multi-hit games this season, as Cox nails the lower part of the plate, 1 and 2, and has had a hit in 6 out of his past 8 regular season games played. So Cox winds and deals. Pinorini swinging at the 1-2, bounces it over to first, and his Gonzaga teammate Jake Veith will step on the first base bag to make out number 1 here in the home half of the 7th inning. It's going to bring up Aaron Walters, the left-handed hitting catcher of this game from Texas A&M. We've seen Walters in various positions, outfield, infield, and at catcher a lot. So a real utility guy, and Walters is draft eligible after his sophomore season due to being the age of 21. So that checks off one of the requirements. It'll be interesting to see if Walters can be drafted. Cox's first pitch to Walters misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Scores 4-0 with the American All-Stars on top of the National All-Stars. Second pitch is yet again a ball from Grant Cox. As we have just a beautiful day here in Anchorage. Those clouds have started to go away. Sun is shining. Walters lifts one high in the air into left field. Moving back is Bible, and he does not make the grab near the line. So Walters will trot into second base with a 1-out double here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That was a long way for the left fielder to try and go over towards the line. He tried to leave his feet and make a diving catch, unable to do so. A great display of power shown off the bat of Aaron Walters.
So for the National All-Stars, who are trying to mount a comeback here in the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. Ryan Knowles from the left side of the dish. So lefty on lefty matchup once again. Knowles out of Mount San Antonio College and plays for the Pilots. He's looking at a first pitch breaking ball that misses low. So Knowles this season batting .348 in 19 games played. So really making his mark early up here in the ABL. So Cox, he's from the stretch. Takes a peek back at second, now motions to the plate. Knowles is swinging. This one, a soft grounder over to short. Escala has it, makes the play for out number 2. That does move Aaron Walters 90 feet closer from, or 90 feet from scoring now with 2 outs. As it brings up yet another Chinook. So Cox steps to the plate. His first pitch misses low, 1-0. They're the left-handed hitter. So 4-0 is your score. This pitch is lined in between first and second. Correa can't cut it off, and the National League All-Stars, or the National All-Stars, I should say, are on the board thanks to a single. And the game is now 4-1. That was quite a nice hit in between the first and second base gap, as Tyler Bosetti will step to the dish for the National All-Stars, making his first at-bat of the game.
I believe that's Bailey Collins, number 18 from the Chugach Eagle River Chinooks, an RBI single.
So Collins doing a nice job right there. As Bosetti steps in, he's been playing very well of late. And this ball is going to get all the way to the backstop. Collins will move all the way into second. So the National All-Stars trying to mount a bit of a comeback here in the bottom of the 7th. They already got 1 run across thanks to Collins' RBI single. Only trail by 3, 4-1. Going back to Bosetti, riding a 7-game hit streak before the break, where he's batting .320 with 3 RBIs in that span. So starting to figure things out as Tybo. 1-0 from Cox. This one roped down the line, but foul from Bosetti as he was just ahead of it. So Collins standing on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bosetti, we mentioned, one of 12 All-Stars from this Matsu minor squad. He bats from the right side facing the lefty Cox, who's already given up a run. So Cox from his chest, his 1-1 pitch. As Bosetti will call time. Cox was taking a long time checking out the runner. So looking in is Cox. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. He kicks and deals. 1-1 pitch, a breaker that misses high and away to Tyler Bosetti. So 2-1 is the count. Bosetti now batting .235 on the season with a .333 on base percentage. Has 8 doubles. It's good for top 5 in the ABL. So Cox's 2-1 is on the way and misses high. So Bosetti has worked himself into a hitter's count, 3-1 with 2 outs. On deck is the hot man, Kona Quiggle, with 3 hits tonight. So it'd be a nice asset for this National All-Star team. He could come up to the dish and be the tying run. Cox is 3-1's on its way. Bosetti fouls it off into the right side and out of play. The count is now full with 2 outs. Collins still standing on second from the Chinooks. Mentioned the Chinooks, 8 All-Stars are split 4 apiece between both teams. So Cox trying to retire Bosetti. He's worked this count full. 2 down, bottom of the 7th inning. Cox's payoff pitch. Bosetti lines it into left field, moving in. Bible won't get to it. Around third and scoring is Bailey Collins, and the National All-Stars back-to-back hits and back-to-back runs as they only trail by 2 here in the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game, 4-2.
No wonder you needed Mr. Walkoff to enter the lineup to score some runs. Tyler Bosetti, of course, walked it off against the Bucs in the final game before All-Star break, and now he's showing off here in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter who you're throwing at Bosetti. He's seeing the ball really well. As talking about a guy who's seen it well, Kona Quiggle, 3 for 3 tonight. He takes a first pitch for a strike on the outside part of the plate. So Quiggle batting from the left side out of Grand Canyon University. Where, little fun fact about Kona, he got his name from a mountain bike company. 0-1. Swung on by Quiggle. He was well in front. He's now down on the count 0-2. Tyler Bosetti stands on first after driving in the second run for the National All-Stars. They trail the American All-Stars 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cox trying to retire Quiggle. Takes a peek at first. Now motions to the plate. Quiggle slaps it high in the air over to the left side of the infield, camped under it, and making the catch is Grant Wood for number 3. So the National All-Stars are on the board. They score 2 in the bottom of the 7th, and they trail the American All-Stars 4-2, and we come back on Matsu Miners Radio.
It's the top of the 8th inning between the American League All-Stars and the National League All-Stars here in the Alaskan Baseball League. Joining us now, one of the pitchers on the minor staff, Asa Lacey. Asa, first off, I have to ask you how you feeling. It's been a couple days since you've pitched. You doing all right?
Yeah, feeling good. Ready to get back out there, but this has been a fun game to watch.
You just watched your Texas A&M buddy, Aaron Walters, have a double down the left field line. How fun has it been to watch him as he's broken out within these last couple weeks?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I just want the best for him, and watching him play in high school and kind of going through, not necessarily struggling, but not necessarily just being him himself this past spring, and now he's breaking out and really showing who he is. It's been really fun to watch.
We're on the mound now for the Pilots here in the top of the 8th inning. Cody Kerfman. He'll be pitching to Aaron Walters. As it looks like Willie Escala will lead things off. It's the American team 4, the national team 2 here at Mulcahy Stadium. Brad Walker, Asa Lacey, and Connor Mills with you here on the call.
So, Asa, you were one of the minors that got drafted right out of high school. How much of an honor was that, and how good did it feel once you got the call from the Cleveland Indians?
It felt pretty good knowing that Major League organization, you know, had the confidence enough in you and believed in your abilities enough to at least select you. And it really is an honor to be selected in the first 40 rounds, or I guess all 40 rounds. But it was a humbling experience.
Last one, check swing by Escala. He did not go. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. Top of the 8th.
And with being drafted, does that add any pressure on you? Do people sort of look at you differently when you step onto the mound at Texas A&M?
You know, I don't think so. We had quite a few guys go a lot higher than I did, and that were a lot more talented than I was at the time. So I feel like with our recruits, it's almost kind of expected. It does put a little bit of pressure on you to develop as a player, but that's part of the game, and you always want to get better as a player. So
1-2 the count to Willie Escala. Cody Kerfman from the windup, and he deals. In the turf, a block by Aaron Walters. 3-2, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning.
And what's the adjustment been like coming up to Alaska? Obviously a bit of chillier than Texas. What has that been like for you?
Yeah, you just got to make sure you stretch and usually get a little bit more running in here than you could in Texas. Back where we play, take 2 steps out the front door and you're sweating just because of the humidity. But other than that, it's been a really cool experience. The weather's great day to day. And it's actually been kind of nice. You can throw 5, 6, 7 innings here and not even really break a sweat because it's 55 degrees most of the time.
Yeah.
2 straight foul balls off the bat of Willie Escala. Count remains full at 3-2.
And we'll go on to that pitching topic. How crucial has it been learning from Jeff Erlab, a guy that was bouncing around the majors? Almost asked every pitcher this, but what has that experience been like for you?
It's been great. He's really good with the mind aspect, and mechanically he's really helped just kind of keep my body loose and keep my delivery loose, and really try not to labor too hard. And it's really helped my last couple starts, getting deeper into the game, and I mean really just keeping yourself healthier because you're not having to labor as much.
And I understand your parents are up in town right now. How fun is that, hanging out with them in Alaska?
Yeah, it's good. They've got a pretty nice little cabin outside of with Walter's parents, right outside of Equestrian Acres where my host family is. So not too far of a drive, and yeah, it's been cool. They've been hiking with us, and actually we went fishing the first day we got here. So
Very nice. As the first pitch to Jace Vandenbrink misses high and away from Cody Kerfman. A runner on first base here in the top of the 8th inning. No outs have been recorded, with the American team leading 4-2 over the national team.
So we've also been asking guys their takes on the Kenai trip. What did you have to take away from it?
It was a great team building experience. I mean, so the walls go up, but they don't go all the way up to the ceiling, and there's no doorways, so you can hear everything everyone says. And I mean, you can have a conversation with someone 8 rooms down. It's pretty cool. Everyone's telling jokes, laughing, staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning. It was fun.
Last pitch, Jace Vandenbrink took it inside, and ball got away. So Willie Escala goes from first to second base.
And I've understand that you're a big fisherman down in Texas. Have you been able to get up and fish up here in Alaska?
I have. Haven't caught too many fish, but that's about to change when the next run of salmon comes through. So I'll be out there. Definitely this Thursday on our off day, I will be going somewhere.
That's fun.
The 3-1 swung on, ground ball over towards first. Henson on the backhand, running over to covers Cody Kerfman, and he just gets to the bag in time.
Good
and we'll check that.
Right there.
Brendan Bro was at the plate. So Brendan Bro of the Bucs, a 3-1 put out for the first out here in the top of the 8th inning. Moving over to third base is Willie Escala.
Unfortunately, he didn't make the All-Star game, but how fun is it watching your teammates today showcase their talents, much like they've been doing all weekend long?
It's a blast. It's kind of different now. I'm on the other side of things. I can really pay attention to everything that they're doing, and it's cool to see the little things being done right and stuff like that.
First pitch swing. This is Jace Vandenbrink. He fouls it off towards the left side and out of play. Once again, we're joined by Asa Lacey out of Texas A&M, pitcher for the Mat-Su Miners.
And Asa, you said you come from sort of a small town in Kerrville, and you sort of elaborate how Palmer is very similar. What's the community support been like to you here in Palmer, playing at home in front of the great crowd?
It's been great. I mean, the way Pete and Denise make us get out in the community, I mean, I completely understand it why, because they come to the games, they support all the donations. I mean, we're very blessed, like the uniforms and the clubhouse and the great field that we're blessed with. It's really awesome.
So you've been enjoying yourself, say the least, playing for this Mat-Su Miners organization.
Yeah, if it didn't get cold up here in the winter, I'd stay here.
That's interesting. There is a college up here. You can transfer if you really.
It's way too cold in the winter for me down here.
2-1 the count out to Jace Vandenbrink. Cody Kerfman on the mound. Runner on third base. 1 out here at the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, when it gets below 20 or 30, you're going to have to count me out.
Hot shot off the bat of Vandenbrink brings home his teammate Willie Escala. The American team extend their lead. It's 5-2, American over National.
And you talk about snow. You're from Texas, so how many times have you actually witnessed snow?
Twice. When I was in 7th grade, we moved to Kerrville, which is a little higher elevation, and it snowed. And that was my 8th grade year. That was the first year. And then I think my sophomore year, we got like 4 inches of snow. I was able to make a snowman and ended up like teeing off on his head with a baseball bat. It was kind of funny. It was kind of fun.
Did all the schools close down then?
Yeah. So yeah, in Texas, if it snows, like schools canceled and everything. It actually snowed this year down in College Station, and in our apartments, it's a bunch of apartments with a bunch of athletes, and we ended up all staying out late at night having snowball fights, and it was a blast.
So go ahead and elaborate on that. What's the college experience been like at Texas A&M?
It's been fun. There's just a ton of people coming, especially coming from my high school, which we were a small 5A, and going from 1,200 students to 65,000. It's been different, but definitely adjusted well, and you definitely get to meet a lot more people. A&M has a huge diversity as far as religion and race and all that stuff, and it's been cool to be in group projects in different classes, and I've really got to expand my horizons on friends.
And if you weren't playing baseball right now, like what's an ideal career for you? Because obviously the MLB is what you want to do. What would be like the outside of baseball? What career would you like to
Well, if I
pursue?
could, I'd make a living fishing. But other than that, I'd like to probably be either a land developer or a contractor. That's what I'm kind of studying right now with a minor in business. So my family's big in the housing construction specifically. My mom flips houses, and my uncle is a contractor. So
Wow, that's pretty neat. So that's cool. You like to just sort of design things, or you more just on a hands-on approach, building things like out of wood and things of that
both.
sort?
I like to draw. I like to sketch things. But I also do like the hands-on work. I'm not a huge sit behind a desk guy. Yeah.
And then
Well, I'll just give a quick update. 2-2 to J.C. Correa, runner on second base, and Jace Vanderbrake. Cody Kerfman getting ready for the 2-2. He delivers. Swung on. This one's popped up, but foul. Throw it back over to you.
And I know a lot of the guys coming up to the minors have at least one other teammate. How nice is it, especially in Aaron Walters, who's a catcher that you're very familiar with when you step on the mound, knowing a guy that probably knows your tendencies a little better than maybe the other catchers will?
Yeah, it's huge because he and I are growing as a unit, as a battery, and especially him growing at the plate, me growing on the mound. But now that I'm going to be pitching to him in college, it's really cool that we can grow as a unit going into next spring.
So the minors, 11 games left. What are you looking to accomplish as a team, and then also on a personal level before the playoffs hit?
Oh, well, but I think we'd like to win our last 11. Yeah, I think we've got a good shot at the World Series, and especially in the playoffs. And I think if we just continue to do the little things right and play good baseball, I think we'll definitely set ourselves up for a good shot. Personally, I've yet to make it past the 7th, so I'd really like to do that. I'll take a few runs, but I'd really like to make it into the 8th. That's a personal goal for me. And every day you go out there as a starting pitcher, you just want to get your team a win. So that's a goal as well.
Once again, we're with Asa Lacey as we'll see a mound visit by the national team's pitching coach, Jeff Erlab. Last pitch was flied out into center field. J.C. Correa retired on a fly out to center.
Asa, kind of just talk about how much fun this minors team is having. We're kind of just giving everybody's perspective, but what are your thoughts on the whole team dynamic this season for the minors?
It's been really fun to watch us grow in the dugout and in the clubhouse. I mean, we've got guys chattering every game in the dugout, and it's cracking everyone up, and it's really just been a good time. Everyone's in support of each other. No one's competing for a job or anything like that, and everyone's just been really, really good to each other.
And what has it been like for guys coming back, and Spencer Henson, big leaders, graduating senior Nick Brooks, Austin Pinorini, amongst others, those big senior leaders? How much have they had an effect on you on your leadership skills?
Yeah, they're all three of them are different as far as their leadership skills. Some are more vocal than others, but the thing I've learned is just staying calm and really just playing to your strengths and doing the game the right way and doing the little things right as far as preparation and practice and all that kind of stuff. Outside, it really just is a reminder, it's not just what happens on the baseball field, it's really what you do off the field.
Definitely. And we'll throw it kind of back onto the ball field. You've pitched, I believe, in 2 games now where you've had a pretty wealthy lead in front of you. What's that been like, knowing that your offense is there for you and provide the run support?
It's huge. You can really just kind of block the score out, block the counts out, really just hone in on the catcher and just try to make pitches. And especially when you have a big lead, coming up here, working on your breaking stuff, I can throw that a little more and kind of can other things, whether it's bad pitch or not, and really just work on things. When it's closer, you've kind of got to pitch to your strengths and get guys out. But it's really cool to come up here and throw a pitch that you're trying to develop and get guys out on as a confidence booster.
First pitch swinging is Jake Veith. He lines this one out into right center field off the new pitcher, Tucker Palof. 1 run is in, and Jace Vanderbrake, Jake Veith, now on second base with a 2-out double. here on the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, that ball was well hit right there.
Especially after Veith goes down 2 strikeouts. Big double, definitely huge. What are your thoughts on Jake Veith's beard?
On his beard?
Yeah, beard.
Boy, he looks like a 40-year-old man. It's definitely beard goals. I wish I could even get half of that on my face. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a lumberjack.
Well, it is a lumberjack-esque swing right there as it went into deep right center field. A RBI double. American team now leads by 4 at 6-2. As first pitch swing is Chad Bible. He lines this one out into right field. Brandon Daniel the throw in to try to get Jake Veith. The tag, not in time. Throw a little up the line. Aaron Walters having to reach back to apply the tag, and he could not get it.
Yeah, he might have had him right there with a little bit of – he was a little closer to home plate.
So Jake Cosgrove out in right field. That was the mystery number 7 we've been trying to figure out who's there. It's always tough in these All-Star games. We got to find out who's playing where, who's on what team, and making sure we get it all straightened out. But now we do.
So Asa, we talked about the first kind of conversation was about how you got drafted. What was that process like for you? And can you tell the people at home what you sort of went through? And yeah, just the whole process.
Well, I was in San Diego and we were flying home, and so obviously you don't have service on the plane. And as soon as we landed, I took my phone off airplane mode, and I had like 3 missed calls from my advisor and a missed call from the local Indian scout, area scout. And it's like, okay, something must have happened. And as soon as I got off the plane, the area scout called me back, and it just put a smile on my face, and just kind of reassured yourself, hey, you're never as bad as you think you are, and you're never as good as you think you are. But it's always nice to know that someone wants you.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'll throw it over to my partners. We seem like we have a bit of an inning break here.
Yeah, we do have.
We're gonna chat through it.
Yeah, we can chat through it.
All right, we'll
Asa, what's your take?
Chat through it.
It's my take on what?
The game so far.
The game. Well, we've got 2 3-run innings in the past 3 innings for the AL squad. The pitching's been pretty good for the AL squad as well. Pitching early on was very good for the NL. But the NL just got hot this past inning, so let's see if they can keep it going. But I mean, 20 hits combined, so it's pretty impressive for just one game.
Pretty impressive indeed, as it's the AL All Stars and the NL All Stars. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be back right here on Matsu Minds Radio. And we're back here on the bottom of the 8th inning. Drew Swift followed by Spencer Henson, the 2 minors up in the inning. We're still joined here by Texas A&M product Asa Lacey.
See if Swifty can't get something going right here.
First pitch into Swift is swung on and fouled off towards the left side along the third base line, and a couple Oilers and Bucs are able to retrieve it.
Best hands in the ABL, hands down.
Drew Swift?
Yes. If I could, I would get 3 ground balls every inning to him. Unfortunately, not good. But
Swift swinging now. Again, another foul ball. This one towards the right side. And
So Asa, we'll go back to the fishing talk. We were just talking about it at break. What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
I think a 20 catfish.
Jeez. Is that night, I would have to imagine?
No, it was I was bass fishing and I caught it on a bass fishing lure. I was very, very surprised.
so a hot shot off the bat of Drew Swift, mishandled by Grant Wood at third. He's on with a error. Error is charged on the board to Swift, but right there you show off the speed.
When I was younger, my family, we took a trip to Cabo down in Mexico, and I got to help reel in a 145-pound striped marlin. I say I helped. I probably did it for like 2 minutes. My dad reeled it in for like 30. But that was pretty cool to see a fish that big.
Spencer Henson now at the plate. Henson in search for his first hit today. As a pitch from Trey Brown is high and inside for ball one.
So I guess your dad definitely did the majority of that. And was that just something that, I guess we can say, when did you start fishing? When was your first outing?
My dad would take me fishing when I was little, but I really kind of got into it probably about the 8th grade. I had 2 real good buddies, and we've still fished together since. We just love it. It's just keeps us out of trouble and gets the mind right because it's very peaceful.
The 1-1 is fouled back off the bat of Spencer Henson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, with the AL leading 7-2.
And I actually caught my personal best bass last month right before we came up here, and I probably got just as much of an adrenaline rush from catching that as I do like coming in the 9th inning or something. I was shaking. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah,
not a lot of people can say that. And so you're living with Aaron Walters, your Texas A&M teammate, and Sean Hughes. What's that experience been like?
It's been great. Just both guys are pretty funny. Aaron doesn't talk a lot, but when he opens his mouth, it's usually something pretty funny. And I love Sean's accent, that Boston accent.
2-2 grounded over to Willie Escala at short. The pick by the second baseman J.C. Correa is able to get Drew Swift. So a fielder's choice, but Spencer Henson gets on base.
I remember the first day we got up here, Sean asked us if we rode horses to school. And so it's funny just to talk about their perception of us and our perception of them. We're in the same country, but there's a lot of space between us.
Still in the same country all the way up here.
Yeah.
Is everything truly bigger in Texas?
For the most part, yes. Everything's wilder up here.
Well, this is the biggest state in the union.
Yeah.
They could cut themselves in half and still be bigger than Texas.
They're 3 times the size of Texas.
So at the play right now, this is Jake Cosgrove, number 7. PA says it's Dominic Foscolina, and unless somebody changed uniforms, which very could be possible, you never know in an all-star game, but number 7 on the roster is Jake Cosgrove or Dominic Foscolina.
So you got all your stats written down?
Yeah, it was very nice. The broadcaster from the Pilots.
He made that for you?
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Pilots legend.
Bob is a great guy, one of the best broadcasters here in the ABL, as Jake Veith runs over near the Miners, Pilots, and Chinooks dugout along the right side. 1-2 the count into Jake Cosgrove.
So, Asa, you guys are first right now, which would mean home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Has that been sitting in the back of your minds at all?
I guess maybe a little bit. I'm more of a guy, and I think our team is as a whole is just take it from game to game. But I think BT as a manager has definitely been thinking about it and how nice it's going to be to have our home fan base, home field that we're comfortable with, and we've played a lot better at home.
And how nice has it been having BT as a manager? Guy, this is his 6th season as the ABL, sort of knows the ropes. How great has he done leading you guys to a successful season yet again?
He's been a good manager. I mean, he's, as far as a personal level, he calls you in pretty often, talk about how things are going, things that need to change, things you're doing well. And he really establishes that connection with you on a personal level a lot better than I thought a summer coach would have. And I can see why, they wanted to send me up here, because he's really been huge on the development part for me.
And I understand he lets the catchers call games. There is no calling pitches from the dugout. How interesting has that been working with the different minors catchers?
It's been interesting just to see their different habits. But as far as catcher development goes, a lot of colleges, the pitching coach or the head coach calls the pitches, and so they kind of get robotic. Well, in pro ball, catchers and pitchers, they call their own pitches. There's not someone handing numbers out or talking to them to a microphone. So it's a huge development part as a catcher to know how to get each hitter out, and for your pitchers to trust them as well.
And I think the minors catchers have definitely done a great job all season long. You guys lead the league in ERA and opposing batting average. So how great has that been as a full staff? Just everyone really performing well for the minors.
Oh, yeah, it's been huge. Our catchers are great behind the plate, great at blocking, great at throwing guys out. And with all three of our catchers, I've been pretty confident that whatever finger they put down, I know it's the right pitch.
And especially we'll kind of go into the bullpen of the minors pitching staff. Their ERA is dipping almost under 2 and well over 100 innings pitched. Is it nice to know when you leave a game with just a small, maybe, I know it hasn't happened for you a lot, you get a lot of run support, but if you leave a game just a 2-run lead, we'll say that they're going to come in and just slam the door.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's fun to watch as well. When you give the ball to the bullpen guy coming in, whether it's Bock, Tassin, Hughes, Cordova, those 4 main guys. I mean, it's going to get done, and it's going to get done right. It's just really cool to watch, and a huge confidence booster as well.
Just to recap quickly, Jake Crosgrove retired on strikes. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning with a runner on second base, and Sean Hughes at the plate is Austin Pinorini. The count from Trey Brown to Pinorini, 3 balls, 1 strike.
And what are your thoughts on the bullpen celebration so far this season?
Oh, I love it. It keeps the crowd into it and makes everyone laugh, and you can't go wrong with laughter and having fun. And like I said, a lot of it's hilarious stuff. Squat rack, rowing in the boat, reeling in the fish, all that kind of stuff. And then when they play the songs and they're out there dancing, like it just makes everyone chuckle, and just it's a relaxing.
And I would say
time.
Game 2 of that 5-game series in Kenai, they were almost the MVP. After everything you guys did, they were clapping, cheering, standing up. That had to have been huge, especially coming off a Game 1 loss.
Yeah, they're really into it, and they're not just kind of down there, shooting the bull and playing games with themselves. Like, they're really into it, and they care about every teammate and every pitch and every at bat and every out. And it's just they're a great group of guys.
Well, Aaron Walters now comes to the plate, your roommate, your teammate, and he has a chance here with 1 on to help scratch across some runs as the AL team is leading 7-2 over the NL.
So what do you think Wally's going to do right here, Asa?
What
do you got guessing?
I'd like to see him pull one, but his swing is pretty suited to the opposite field, so he's probably thinking up the middle, line drive over shortstop, something like that.
0-1 the count into Aaron Walters. The pitch from Trey Brown swung on, found straight back.
Yeah, he went in on that one right there. Wally missed that one, and he knows it.
0-2.
And normally you do just miss it underneath when you foul it straight back like that, as you just mentioned.
Yep.
0-2 the count. Score 7-2. AL over NL. 2 minors are on base. Pitch into Walters. Breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was that split right there. He's got a good one, but he didn't really finish that one.
We got to get you on for color commentary.
Yeah. He's doing a lot better than I do, that's for sure.
Or me. I'm kind of just silent over here. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. The pitch into Walters swung on and fouled straight back, and that might have hit someone in the bleachers.
Watch your lips.
It sounded like it hit something hard.
It went over, and I think it hit the back wall. I think everyone's all right.
As long as everyone's all right.
Yeah, that was
I see some claps.
Maybe it did get someone.
Oh, somebody hopefully has quick reflex. Oh, looks like a little guy's got a ball.
Yeah, that was a hot shot right there.
So some balls are being given out along the left field line on the dugout.
Keep it between the lines, Wally.
Aaron Walters, count 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch from Trey Brown is swung on and missed. 4 strike 3.
That was that split right there. That was a good one down the zone.
So a good splitter gets Aaron Walters here in the bottom of the 8th. We're heading towards the top of the 9th inning. Brad Walker will have the play-by-play for you. And Asa Lacey, been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining
Appreciate
us.
No problem. Anytime.
You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
So we enter the final inning of play here in the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. The American All-Stars currently leading the National All-Stars 7-2. In the Matsu Miners closer, Bryce Tassin enters the game. The right-handed thrower, Bryce has had quite a nice season for the Miners as he leads the league in saves right now with 6. So Tassin mentioned tosses from the right side, has appeared in 14 games and 16 innings pitched, a 1.13 RA, 7 saves, has struck out 20 and only walked 4. So he'll face Ryan Novus to begin this 9th inning of the American All-Stars as they lead 7-2. Novus grounds one over to second. Henson plays it off the hop and then tosses over to Tassin for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out there from Bryce Tassin. That's efficiency.
Well, of course, Bryce Tassin he had a good outing in the showcase, looking to build off of that here. Allowed a couple of hits, no runs. But for Bryce, looking to get back to his dominant self and shutting down any order he mows across.
So Graham Wood will step up from the right side of the plate. Tassin works from the wind. Nice fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
And Tassin is known to get his fastball up near around 95 miles per hour. So a lot of heat coming from the arm of Bryce Tassin.
1, nice pitch from Tassin. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. So we mentioned Tassin with 20 strikeouts this season. Only 4 walks. Has definitely been a great late in the game guy for these Miners. This 0-2 is fouled over to the dugout on the right side of the national team. As this will be the final inning, no matter what happens here at Mulcahy. So Tassin, 0-2. Breaker that misses just inside to Grant Wood. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 9th inning, 1 out. Tassin kicks and deals. Grant Wood swings through that one. So Bryce Tassin has set down the first 2 American All-Star batters here in the 9th inning. As Jace Vandenbrake will step up to the dish from the Bucs. Vandenbrake batting from the left side. Tassin's first pitch is a fastball that hits the inside part of the plate. So right now, Tassin only one ball thrown. And now his third batter.
And this is what Tassin does, just pounds the strike zones with strikes, whether it's his off speed or his fastball.
So a long look in. Now winds and deals. Fouls one off over to the left side. As the count goes, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Bryce Tassin trying to toss a perfect inning. So Vandenbrake steps in from the left side of the dish. Tassin, his 0-2 pitch. This one drilled down the third base line, charging in. Tyler Bosetti tries to make the bare hand throw, is not in time. So Jace Vandenbrake with the nice hustle to run that one out. And the American All-Stars will have a runner on here in the top of the 9th inning, thanks to that infield single from Jace Vandenbrake. Brings up J.C. Correa batting from the right side of the dish, and Lamar University, as Correa participated in the home run derby earlier. So Tassin will work out of the stretch with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. His National All-Stars trail 7-2. First pitch to Correa. Nice pitch on the outside part of the zone to Correa, 0-1. Correa, the brother of Carlos Correa. So Tassin from the waist. This one, a dribbler over to short. Drew Swift will tap second himself for out number 3. So Bryce Tassin, after allowing the base hit with 2 outs to Vandenbrake, gets J.C. Correa to ground out for out number 3. So a scoreless inning for Bryce Tassin. We head into the bottom of the 9th and final 3 outs of play in the Alaska All-Star Game when we come back on Matsu Miners Radio. Bottom of the 9th inning on tap here in the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. This is Brad Walker alongside me. It's Connor Mills. It's been a fun showcase and All-Star weekend, but it's all about to come to a close as the American All-Stars lead the National All-Stars 7-2. Adrian Mardueno on the pitch for the American All-Stars. The right-handed thrower plays for the Bucs in 9 appearances, all of relief, in 13 2/3 innings. Has a perfect ERA with 19 strikeouts. Has only walked 4. So he'll start off with Ryan Knowles from the Pilots, the left-handed hitter. As he tries to preserve this 5-run lead. That American team really hitting well. 14 hits with the 7 runs driven in, where the national team 7 hits and 2 runs driven in. So the Miners are back in action tomorrow night on the road against the Chinooks. Back to regular season campaign. 11 games to go after this break, and then playoff time will be upon us.
Well, it should be exciting. A lot of teams. Nobody's a clear winner yet. Miners only up 3 games on the Oilers, so it should be fun coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it's really going to be an exciting finish. But for now, we still have the end of the All-Star Game to be played. So Mardueno, he works from the stretch. His first pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning, a strike to Ryan Knowles. Knowles having a quite nice season with that .348 average. Has 24 hits and only 19 games played. So seeing the ball nicely for this Pilots team. Mardueno, his 0-1. This one line just over the head of Wood on third base. That's going to go down the left field line around first and Sprinting into second is Ryan Knowles. He gets things going on a hot note for the national team with a leadoff double.
Well, looking back, the Miners, they faced the Pilots twice earlier in the week before having an off day going against the Bucs. Ryan Knowles was really hitting his groove against the Miners and the pitching staff, so not surprised here to see it keep on going against the Bucs pitcher.
In the All-Star game, especially nice to see him come through as Bailey Collins will step up to the dish from the Chinooks. He bats from the left side. So nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Collins, a warm burner over to second. Correa scoops it. His throw to first in time, but it does move Ryan Knowles over. He's only 90 feet from scoring with one out. So 7-2 is your score. The American All-Stars on top of the National All-Stars. Tyler Bosetti will step in from the right side. Had a base hit in his last at-bat. He's really feeling it of late. He looks to continue with success and drive in a run right here. So Arduino on the mound trying to, as his perfect array will not need to be preserved here. This is just an exhibition matchup. So his first pitch to Bosetti has him swinging through. Nice breaker. It started on the outside part of the plate and kept going that way. The right-handed hitting Bosetti. So 0-1, one down in the bottom of the ninth inning. American All-Stars scoring in the 4th, 6th, and 8th innings for their 7 runs, and then all 2 runs from the National All-Stars came in the 7th. So another strike from Arduino. Bosetti's down in the count, 0-2. National All-Stars have a run 90 feet away in Ryan Knowles. He got things going in the bottom of the ninth with the double. So Tyler Bosetti looking to drive him in. Bosetti does have a couple of sac flies to his name this season. So Arduino from the stretch. That misses inside. And I believe it hit Tyler Bosetti. And it did. So he'll trot his way to first base. And now the National All-Stars with runners on first and third. Pitch barely nipped the left elbow there.
Yeah, just barely nipped Bosetti. And, of course, showcase All-Star games. You want to get as many opportunities as you can to hit. But he also, let's see what he can do on the base paths.
So Kona Quiggle will step to the dish. He's been hot today as Arduino has one out in the bottom of the ninth. National All-Stars trying to come back from 7-2. First pitch to Quiggle. Line fouling out of play to the left side. So count will go to 0-1. Knowles stands on third. Bosetti on first. Got to wonder if they're going to send Bosetti here. A test to J. Paul Fullerton's arm behind the dish.
And the warm-up, Fullerton just threw it high to the shortstop Piscala. So you never know what could happen.
A lot of competitive spirit even in this All-Star game. So Arduino's 0-1. Quiggle swings and launches it foul to the left side. So he is down in the count, 0-2 with one out. Mentioned around 27 scouts in attendance here at Showcase and All-Star Weekend here in Anchorage. So Arduino taking a peek at first, now looks at third. He's ready to motion to the plate. His 0-2 will not be on the way as he checks Bosetti. Oh, that was close. But Bosetti makes it back.
And, of course, we saw earlier in the game Spencer Henson slip on the turf pellets or whatever you call them. And, Bosetti just getting enough to get himself back to first.
Kona Quiggle trying to deliver big for this National All-Stars team. Arduino motions to the plate. Quiggle swinging, dribbles one over to second. Moving to his left is J.C. Correa. His throw to first is well off the mark. That's going to roll all the way to the backstop. So coming into score was Knowles, and Tyler Bosetti will advance all the way to third. And Kona Quiggle will head to second on the throwing error from J.C. Correa. And Correa originally struggled trying to gather it and then just seemed like he didn't quite have a grip on the ball throwing to first.
Well, going to Kona Quiggle, he's busting down the line. Correa didn't have a lot of time to try to go and get Quiggle. As a slow roller, Correa playing the ball back a little bit, didn't really come in and try to field the ball, and then with the throwing error right there.
So the score is now 7-3. American All-Stars still lead, but the NL All-Stars just tacked on one, and now runners on second and third with one out here in the bottom of the ninth. Drew Swift stands inside the right-handed batter's box, facing the right-hander Arduino, who misses with a breaking ball. Nice stop there by J. Paul Fullerton. So the count goes to 1-0. Swifty trying to deliver big for this National All-Stars team right now. And on deck is the RBI leader in the ABL since Spencer Henson. So unless Swift grounds into a double or hits a double play, he'll come to the dish. Mardueno's 1-0 and misses low as well with a fastball. So Swift is work a 2-0 count. Quiggle on second, Bosetti on third. So if Swift can get on, Spencer Henson would be the game's tying run. And we know he has home run power. So Mardueno from his chest looks over at third, now motions to the plate. Misses low once again, this time with a fastball. The count has moved to 3-0 on Drew Swift. Would have to imagine he's taking all the way here. Mardueno has delivered 3 straight balls. Swifty has walked 12 times this season. So Mardueno peaks third. Now fires to the plate. Swift taking. This is a strike on the lower portion. For strike one. So 3-1, 1 down, bottom of the 9th inning. National teams trailing the American team 7-3 in this all-star game. Just got one across, but looking for more with runners on second and third. Mardueno's 3-1 pitch. This one, a hard ground ball up the middle. Moving over to his left is Correa. His throw to first is on the money this time, but it does drive in a run. So with 2 outs, Spencer Henson will step to the dish as the national team trails the American team 7-4. Tyler Bosetti just scoring that 4th run.
And for Henson, you have to know he wants to get a hit here. 0 for 4. It's been good at bats, but there's nothing like producing a result here, and a base hit, I'm sure, will be a nice feather in his cap to cap off this all-star weekend.
2 outs, runner on third, bottom of the 9th inning in the ABL All Star Game. American team leading the national team 7-4. So Mardueno's first pitch to Henson. He swings through the breaking ball, so he's down 0-1. On deck is number 7 for Pilots, who we've been discussing is either Jake Cosgrove or Dominic Fascolino. We're not. Fascolino is on the All-Star roster, but Cosgrove is 7 on the overall Pilots roster. So he's on deck. But Mardueno's 0-1. Henson looking at it. It misses away with the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. The national team already scoring 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. They scored 2 back in the 7th inning as well. Pile up 4 runs. So Mardueno looks at third. Now kicks to the plate. And a line drive gets just by Grant Wood. So Spencer Henson drives in the national team's 5th run. And they only trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs.
Well, there's a hit that Spencer Henson was looking for, a hard ground ball right through the hole on the left side. And for Henson, great job for him.
So that is going to bring up Dominic Fascolina. That, according to the PA guys who are going to step up to the plate, wearing number 7 today. Bats from the right side. Henson's on first. Fascolina is the tying run. If he could come around to score as the national team trails 7-5. Fascolina rips one into right center field, moving on his horse and making, or rather, it's going to one hop before Vandenbrake can get to it. And Spencer Henson diving into third safely. Fascolina keeps this rally going. Now the tying run is on base. So Austin Pinorini will step to the dish against Adrian Mardueno, who has allowed 3 runs this inning. He hasn't allowed a run.
Whenever you have a scoreless streak, you're always due to give up 1 or 2, and sometimes it comes in bunches like right now, but lucky for him, again, it does not count.
Runners on the corners for the national team in the bottom of the 9th. They trail 7-5. Mardueno's first pitch to Pinorini. He swings through the fastball, 0-1.
And for Pinorini, also looking for his first hit on the day. Something to show the scouts and just put the ball in play. Let's see what can happen.
Pinorini is tied for second in the ABL with 21 RBIs. So Mardueno looks in. Already allowed 3 runs this game. His 0-1 pitch on the way. Pinorini swinging as it was fouled out of play to the left side. Fascolina was on the move, but he'll have to return to first. And now the National All-Stars are down to their final strike here in the ABL All-Star Game. This will cap off the All-Star festivities. It started with a home run derby. Ryan Cook from the Oilers won that. And currently, the American All-Stars leading the National All-Stars 7-5. But Austin Pinorini does have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Mardueno, his 0-2 pitch. looked at just high for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs to Austin Pinorini.
And Pinorini is a guy who works the count full. He'll take foul balls, he'll take the balls, and he knows what the strike zone is for him, and he just has to capitalize now.
Pinorini does have 10 extra base hits with a home run. So Mardueno is 1-2. Towered high behind home plate, but it'll hit above us in the head over us in the grandstand. So Pinorini stays alive at 1-2.
Yeah, we were expecting that ball to hit the grandstand. We're waiting for the big clang that happens underneath here.
Henson stands on third, Foscolina on first. Depending on if he can come across to score here in the bottom of the 9th, the ABL All Star Game. So Mardueno, who has been one of the more reliable pitchers for the Bucs, has given up 3 in this 9th inning. Comes set from his torso, his 1-2 pitch. Wide foul and out of play to the left side, so this game will be extended. The National League All-Stars are down to their final strike. So Pinorini trying to deliver big. Another minor does wait on deck, and Aaron Walters, if he can come up to the dish. And Mardueno has other ideas. So Pinorini taps the home plate a few times. He stands in. Runners on the corners. Mardueno kicks and deals. And Pinorini is rung up to end this Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. The American All-Stars are victors and hold off the National All-Stars, who tried to bring it back, scored 3 runs that they needed 5 to tie this game up. So big standing ovation for all players on the field today. And Connor, really was an incredible game, and everything you'd think an All-Star game would be, with everyone performing quite well.
Well, it's been great. A lot of great pitching performances, especially from the American League guys, from the Oilers, from the Bucs. And it's going to be exciting. You know, now that all these festivities are over with, now it's time to buckle down. Minors for us, and the Pilots and the Oilers, everybody looking to go forward in this season, and with 11 games left, should be exciting coming down to the wire.
So the Miners are back in action tomorrow night against the Chinooks. We'll definitely have the coverage for you on that, as the showcase and All-Star Weekend festivities have officially come to a close. The American All-Stars are victors over the National All-Stars 7-5, as the American All-Stars with 14 hits opposed to the National All-Stars 10 hits. So once again, your final American All-Stars over the National All-Stars 7-5 here in Anchorage. For Connor Mills, this is Brad Walker, and as always, it's been a